was killed along with tens of thousands of union jobs by President Biden. His new choice to serve as America's top law enforcement officer.
President-elect Donald Trump named Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General of Florida, to be U.S. Attorney General just hours after his other choice, former Representative Matt Gaetz, withdrew his name. Bondi is a longtime Trump ally and was one of his lawyers during his first impeachment trial. Gaetz had been investigated by the Justice Department into sex trafficking allegations involving underage girls before being chosen last week to lead it. Gaetz, who has denied the allegations, said in a social media post that he had no time to waste in a needless political scuffle. Norman Hall, Washington.
Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas and FBI Director Wray no-shows at this week's Senate Homeland Security hearing. Senator Josh Hawley is outraged, saying the two did not want to answer tough questions, including questions stemming from the murder by an illegal alien of Laken Riley. The United States tightening the screws on Russia.
Nearly 3 years into Russia's war against Ukraine, the U.S. is slapping sanctions on Russia's third-largest bank. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the sanctions would further diminish Moscow's military effort and will make it harder for the Kremlin to evade sanctions and fund and equip its military. And the White House said the U.S. remains committed to putting Ukraine in the strongest possible position. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And Ukraine's parliament has canceled a meeting as security is tightened after Russia deployed a new ballistic missile and threatens to escalate the nearly 3-year war. Wall Street, the Dow futures, 6 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The new administration has hinted at one of its boldest moves yet, America's return to the gold standard. Backing the U.S. dollar with gold would create stability in a time of rapid economic change, pushing the price of gold higher than we've seen in decades. Those who act now could be positioned to benefit the most. Premier Gold specializes in helping those with a 401k, IRA, or other types of retirement accounts utilize a little-known loophole to move some of their savings into physical gold. Today, they'd like to send you a free gold standard kit to help you decide if this process is right for you. Call 606-800-8000 to take advantage of current rollover policies. Early action on physical gold could position your portfolio for maximum growth. Call Premier Gold at 606-800-8000. Call 606-800-8000 now. Premier Gold is not a financial advisor. Please consult with your advisor before investing. Call 606-800-8000.
Japan has signed off on a $140 billion stimulus package meant to ease the burden of inflation by pumping more money into the economy.
Japan has a minority government, and this stimulus is largely being seen as a political move in an effort to boost new Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's coalition. It says this package includes handouts of almost $200 for low-income households, fuel and energy subsidies, and help for small businesses. It's the second such package in as many years, and comes as government data on Friday put headline inflation last month at a modest 2.3%, but showed rice, an important staple food in Japan, up nearly 60% year on year, showing cost of living is still an issue.
The BBC's James Wickham. London's Gatwick Airport evacuated part of its south terminal this morning, police investigating a suspicious item found in some luggage. News and analysis at townhall.com. Baseball's MVP winners should come as no surprise.
Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge have been voted baseball's top players for the 2024 season. The 30-year-old Ohtani won his third MVP award unanimously and his first in the National League in his inaugural season with the World Series winning Dodgers. Meanwhile, the 32-year-old Judge is taking home his second American League MVP award and is the first Yankees player to receive the award unanimously since Mickey Mantle in 1956. Ohtani had baseball's first 50-50 season, finishing with 54 home runs and 59 steals and 130 RBIs. Judge led the major leagues with 58 homers and 144 RBIs. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Bitcoin topped a record $99,000 overnight. The cryptocurrency continues its spectacular post-election rally. Investors are banking on a more crypto-friendly administration under Donald Trump. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, Whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Friday.
Yes,
Welcome
yes it is.
And it's a Friday before a holiday.
That's right. We are now less than a week away from Turkey Day.
Didn't the kids got last day of school?
Which,
before we get into the Thanksgiving week?
I know I complain about this every single year. Mm-hmm. How come they get the whole week?
Because they plan. Like, this is, from what I understand, because we had this conversation
last year.
Well, but I always have, when that time of the year when I always have Superintendent Brian Luck on the show, and there's always that certain time where they, where it's time to plan and plot the class schedule for the year.
Right.
And every time he says, universally, teachers and staff all want that Thanksgiving week off.
Oh, I'm sure. Week. I'm sure it's great for them.
Well, but this is why this is because they got to get X amount of days, and so this is part of where it's like, okay, and they basically give them the choice. It's like we either start this time or have less time at Christmas. If we do this, and everyone kind of says, well, I'd rather have it here. And so that's kind of how the trend's been.
And if I'm being honest, all of this just comes from jealousy. Because when I was in school, we got 2 days.
Yeah.
We got a half day on Wednesday. We got Thursday and Friday. So honestly, it was a 4-day weekend. We always felt like we won.
Yeah.
But then you get ahead or forward in time, and it's like, it's not fair.
Yeah.
I wish I had a whole week off.
Yeah,
it's totally jealousy.
I think me personally, if I had my druthers, I would want the shorter Thanksgiving and the longer Christmas or summer or wherever spring break, wherever they tack on to that. Personally.
Yeah.
Especially since like the Thanksgiving break and the Christmas break really are pretty close together. I mean, we're talking a couple weeks and then you're back off again.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
This is, from what I've read, this is the latest that Thanksgiving can technically be this year.
Oh, really?
Because like years past, a couple of years ago, it was like the earliest it's ever been. I remember Thanksgiving was like the 21st or the 22nd. And so the countdown to Christmas felt so long.
Yeah.
That last 8 days of November drug on. And I didn't feel like I actually started the holiday season until December 1st.
Right.
This year, soon as we're done with Thanksgiving, immediately it's going to feel like the holiday season, which I'm all for.
My wife wanted to point it out to you, says that your school year was shorter back then.
Yeah, it probably was.
You had less days.
It probably was.
So that's part of it, too.
Fair enough. Thanks, Kim.
And,
it always feels like we got the short end of the stick growing up. I gotta find my uphill both ways in the snow with no shoes on thing.
I don't know. I look back at some of my school days off over the years, and I think at the end of the day, I think I made out because I remember we got a half a day off of school for a hurricane that never hit.
Nice.
I got off for like a week because we had mold in the air shaft system in my freshman year of high school, and they literally had a walkout. My freshman year of high school, and this was like in the first month of school, brand new school. You're just trying not to do anything to get in trouble or stand out in any kind of wrong way. And And next thing you know, they're talking walkouts. You're like, wow, this is way different in middle school, man.
It's funny you mentioned that, though, too, because I remember we had a walkout my freshman year, too.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. I was like, wow, this is what high school's like? We just get to leave?
But yeah, we were off for like a week because apparently it was legit. Kids were getting sick and everything else. And I don't know. I was just like, we got a week off of school for some mold. Nice.
I remember... I vaguely remember what the walkout was for.
Mm-hmm.
This is at Roswell High in 1998. Back in the 1900s. We walked out because the new uniform code required everyone to tuck their shirts in, and that was a massive point of contention. We walked out of protest.
Y'all's fight didn't have as much of a people were getting sick with ours, so ours had a little more legs.
It was. I actually remember hearing the argument. They can't suspend all of us. Turns out they could.
Yeah, right. Y'all can untuck your pants all you want at home, not getting your diploma.
Yeah, anybody who went to Roswell High around that time, it probably is still that way or stayed that way for a while, but that was, you'd see teachers in the hallway, tuck your shirts in. Yes, ma'am. Then I haven't tucked my shirt in since, out of protest.
Pretty sure the guy that started that company untuck it.
Yep. He's a Roswell High graduate.
I'll fix you. I'm going to make a whole shirt line that doesn't tuck them.
Never tuck again.
Untuckables. That's what I need my company. Untoukables. Oh, man. Let me give you the rundown because I think I should be getting a phone call in the next 5 minutes or so here. We do have a full slate for you for today's show. We're going to have here in just a few minutes joining us on the phone, Jose Gil Martinez. He's the federal coordinating officer with FEMA, and he's got some important information to give us. I believe there's some dates coming up and some status on some things. Matter of fact,
there it is right there.
There it is right there. So let's do this. Let's pause for a quick 3.5 minute break, and then on the other side, we're going to talk to Jose here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell Tire and Appliance has a great selection of brand new refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers, all with special Black Friday and Christmas pricing. With Roswell Tire and Appliance, you can have it in your home for the holidays. Save even more on their selection of scratch and dent appliances. Plus, find a huge selection of tires and the people that can help you get it done. Roswell Tire and Appliance can repair your appliances as well. They pride themselves in service long after the sale with repair warranty, and they deliver to all of Roswell and the surrounding area. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal Opportunity Employer.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Happy Honda Days are here, and that means a great new ride just in time for the best deals of the year. Like 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on Honda Passport, 3.9 for 60 and 4.9 for 72 on Honda Pilot and Accord, and 4.9 for 60 and 5.9 for 72 on Honda Odyssey, Civic, and Ridgeline. And with every purchase, Roswell Honda's hooking you up with a giant roasting pan along with gift cards for your holiday feast. Happy Honda Days on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning from FEMA, we have the Federal Coordinating Officer, FCO, Jose Gil Martinez, and Deanna Frazier as well. I apologize, Deanna. I didn't catch your title there. I'm sorry.
I am an Assistant External Affairs Officer.
There it is. Well, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing today?
Good morning. Doing well. It's a great morning.
Excellent. Well, now, of course, with everything that's been going on with the flood, a lot of folks, of course, FEMA has been obviously boots on the ground here for, I don't know, about a month or so now, and give or take a couple weeks here. But anyway, and so, of course, they've been going door to door to knock on doors to help assistance. They've been still going through different neighborhoods doing that. You guys have since also set up a place where folks can go to at the Roswell Mall to kind of, if you hadn't got a knock on the door, you can go there to the mall and get that done. But there's a couple other things that have recently been added on top of all that we need to let folks know about. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a perfect time to just give an update. One commitment that FEMA had with the state and the locals is we were going to saturate the impacted communities as much as possible before we hit Thanksgiving, and we are definitely ahead of the curve. Today, we've visited more than 4,500 homes, and we've been able to get $10 million out into the pockets of those that were impacted from that October flooding.
Excellent. Well, that's, of course, that's one of these things where we go to start, but there's a lot more to be done. But this is where we need the public to kind of step forward and reach out to you guys, right? That's kind of the big thing, is getting those people to you and start triaging where you can send them, whether it's claims you can do directly through FEMA or if you send them to another organization. So this is where we're getting the push out. You need to do that, and we're kind of getting sooner than later on this stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once again, there's been a huge community effort to make sure that we got the numbers out there, we got the locations out there for people to apply. So, as I said before, I mean, over $10 million out the door for a one county disaster is phenomenal just within the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's very important for people to remember, we do have those that are canvassing out there. Make sure that you're only speaking to people that have FEMA IDs and have a FEMA vest. Be careful, be vigilant of any fraudulent activities that might be out there. And then also have that in-person visit with the Disaster Recovery Center that you mentioned, Mike, over at the Roswell Mall. Very important to just get there with a person that will listen to you. This is a time where we want to be able to maximize the awards. People are applying. It's great to see the applications, but we need to be able to hear some of the difficulties that people are having in order to restore, to be more resilient. So that's where that in-person conversation is truly a benefit.
Sure, and that's where, yeah, because that's, because it's one thing to look at a document that says there's damage, but it doesn't really do it justice without you seeing what we're talking about here. Are we talking a little damage? Are we talking, levels of that too? Also, I would, venture guesses too that just the fact that without the ability for you guys to do that communication stuff, you really can't triage what needs to happen next. What's and I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you don't mind me adding to that, so you made a comment earlier about at the Disaster Recovery Center, there's a host of community organizations that are also there. So FEMA is not going to make people whole. It's pretty much a stepping stone to get you in the right direction.
Sure.
There are other community organizations that are there at the Disaster Recovery Center that can help out with items that might be ineligible from FEMA. We also have our traditional partner, the Small Business Administration. We also have the state of New Mexico that is there, that provides, once again, that case management so that they can have that hand-holding as individuals are going through that journey to recovery.
Sure. That's probably the biggest thing, too, because I imagine you get a lot of folks that come to you because really they don't know. They're literally like hat in hand. It's like, look, we got this here. I don't know what to turn next. And let's face it, most of us don't know the protocols or procedures when something like this happens, because hopefully most of us don't experience these kind of things, but once in a life or not at all. So it really, you're catching people at a time where they're kind of confused. So really, that's why coming to the Roswell or the Roswell Mall Center, or when obviously if someone comes on your door showing proper credentials, tell the whole story, give them everything, let them go to work for you. But that can't happen unless you kind of give them all and navigate. But if you do get confused, that's what they're there for. So when you're not understanding what's next, they can help you kind of Sherpa navigate through that.
Most definitely. And I know that people are extremely busy. We're going into the holiday season, so that's why it's beneficial to have that disaster recovery center in the mall. But for those that are trying to work those extra hours, make that Christmas money, we do have other avenues to apply. So they could still use the 1-800-621-3362 number. They can use the FEMA app if they want to download it on their smartphone, or they can go to the website www.disasterassistance.gov.
And if you do the phone thing, it's the last four spell FEMA, so it's like 800-621 FEMA. That's a little easier to remember for folks there.
There you go.
I'm a guy that you remember things easier that way. So I'm like, I can remember FEMA, but you start throwing numbers at me, it starts getting a little cloudy. But
yep, I definitely agree.
I do have a question. Say someone does come to they go out to the mall, to the center to seek help from you guys. Do you recommend? What kind of things should they bring with them? If I know, like, some people may not have it because of it's destroyed in flooding or whatever. But is there certain documents or certain things that you recommend they bring with them that might expedite the process or help them along a little bit?
So once again, you brought up a really important note that we understand that people were inundated by floods, so they might not have all of the documentation required. They want to try their best to have proof of identity, proof of residence. They want to be able to have a list of impacts, and that will start the conversation.
Okay.
Once again, they will be there, so if there's any challenges with trying to obtain any of the documentation that any of the state agencies might be able to acquire, they're also there to provide the assistance.
Excellent. Very good. So yeah, but like you said, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You guys can track down. It takes a little bit more digging, but you could. But if you do have, like you said, that proof of residency, proof of identity, that kind of stuff, that definitely does speed up the process. So those driver's licenses or utility bills or things like that will be very helpful. So.
Yeah, and another thing that people do when they walk into the door and they start talking about their situation, they want to focus on the impacts, but they also want to focus on what happened after the disaster. And I know at times it could be horrific to remember that day, but it is important to know if people were displaced, if people had lost items, anything that was life-saving, life-sustaining items, baby formula, food, water, fuel for transportation, or they were displaced, they had to move to a hotel or to a rental unit. Those are items that could be compensated. So they want to remember serious needs assistance for items that life-sustaining, life-saving items that need to be replaced, as well as there's displacement assistance. So it's not just about the impacts, the physical impacts. It's also about your story, listening to a story and see what you can be compensated to try to, once again, get you on that journey to recovery.
Excellent. Now, I have a question. I know, like, I was getting the updates and this just came out the other day for the stuff you're talking about here about the serious needs assistance. Was this something that like, has this just been recently added to this over the last week or two? Where what I'm asking that for is, if someone tried to apply maybe day one, was this not there at first and now it is, so maybe come back, or was this available day one? I'm just trying to get some clarification on that.
No, Serious Needs Assistance has been there since the beginning.
Okay, very good.
It's a one-time payment of $770.
Okay.
And, when you look at the numbers, we have a little over 1,000 that have been approved for individual assistance altogether to help out individuals and households. And of that 1,050, we had 1,020 that received Serious Needs Assistance. So people have, they've read the memo and they're applying for support.
Okay. Now, I do have a question in here because I'm looking at the release here. They do have a December 1st deadline here. Is that something that we need to make sure that, folks, you need to get this done by December 1, or am I misreading and that applies to a certain thing here? I'm sorry. I'm kind of reading it on the fly.
No. So December 1st, that is the deadline for the Serious Needs Assistance. So Serious Needs Assistance is only the first 30 days from the declaration.
Okay, now, so we're coming up on that window where that's running out soon. So if you do need these kind of things, you need to get on the stick. And if they have not come to you, then you need to get to the mall and start that process, basically.
Yeah, and it's really also important to know that for Thanksgiving, the day of Thanksgiving, as well as the day after, we will be closing the Disaster Recovery Center. We will be back up and running on Saturday.
Okay.
So to make that note, also talking about deadlines, January 2nd is the overall registration deadline for FEMA for individuals and households. So that's another date that people want to put in their books.
Okay, very good. So please, if you you need to get these assistance or want to even see what you can qualify, and that's another thing too. I mean, I know we have a lot of folks out there that probably suffered some damage, and they do have the mindset of, well, I'm going to take care of it myself. But please reach out if you do need assistance. If you do see a FEMA representative come to your home, please talk to them, or vice versa. Please, if you don't, please go to the mall and get this done. I know we always have a few people that, I get it. I got a little bit of a stubborn brain myself, but if you need assistance, this is what FEMA's there to do. Let's help you make this as painless as a transition to get you back in your feet as possible. I mean, I get it. Anytime there's government operation, there's always going to be a slower process because there's a lot more I's to dot and T's to cross. But at the end of the day, this is how we get all of the resources to everybody, so we can triage as many people as possible to get it through. So if you're in need, don't let, pride or whatever get in the way. Get to the mall, or when they do come to your home, please let them in, and let's talk and see what they can do to get you back on your feet. Is there as far as the hours for the mall here and stuff? Like I said, I know you're going to be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, but what's the normal hours for folks if they want to come this weekend or before Thanksgiving here?
Yeah, so we're open from Monday to Friday, 10 to 7. Like we said, we'll be closed Thanksgiving as well as the Friday after, and then every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then close on.
And this is something I know every time we've talked to either yourself or some folks of FEMA, we want the folks to know that we got some deadlines coming up to apply for this stuff, but as you said, each time we've talked is that FEMA's here till this is over. This is not all right, we got everybody, we're going to be here, and then December 15th, I'll see y'all later, good luck to you. That's not how this is going to work. This is you guys are here till all are taken care of, or all the needs are addressed here. Just want to kind of remind folks about that, even though we're talking about some deadlines to apply for some of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we have a large mission, as we support the state as well as supporting Chavez County. We're first out there working with the individuals and households, making sure that those that are part and members of the community, that they have that hope in order to build back, because next is going to be the infrastructure. There was a lot of deterioration to roads and waterways, and that's another facet of FEMA supporting the state and Chavez County. So there's a large mission to come.
Absolutely. I do have a question for you for a little bit on, because I've heard some folks, for small businesses and stuff. I know from what I'm understanding, you guys can help a little bit, but a lot of that you're kind of redirecting to the Small Business Administration and some of those services. just if you don't mind, can you elaborate a little bit about what you guys can offer for small businesses right now?
So FEMA is really focused on the home.
Right.
We do, so when we are helping out a small business owner, it is really the attention of them being a homeowner or a renter.
Okay.
So it's really focusing on the home. Now, when it comes to actual business, that is where we partner up with Small Business Administration, as well as there might be some other federal agencies that might be able to support.
Gotcha. Okay. So really, basically, if you come for small business stuff, they're going to start. Now, please don't come because they can kind of put you up and set you up with that and set, see what they can help you with there. But like you said, this is primarily for personal residential home needs. But if you do have business questions, they'll be happy to redirect you, help or put you in touch with the people that can help you, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And let me add to that because, something that has been amended that's new for FEMA this year is there are some eligible items as far as people that might have work equipment at home, or they might have it, in their yard. Yeah. Also, computers. Computers, laptops that might have been flooded out. There's some eligibility requirements there. So it's really about starting that conversation with someone in that sense. And it's a benefit to have the Small Business Administration right over on the other side of the room.
Absolutely. I mean, when you talk about, because you talk about a computer, you're like, well, it's a personal computer. I do work on it too. And so, all right, now we can talk. How did it affect you personally? So that's how those conversations happen, which kind of gets to the point we had at the beginning of this conversation. This is why you got to sit down and talk and tell your story basically to the FEMA rep so they can, extract details and maximize the amount of aid that they can give you.
Yes, definitely.
It's kind of like I would imagine for some of these folks, it's almost like police work a little bit. You hear the story and you're like, okay, there's an area I can help with. There's an area, you know what I mean? It's almost like listening and then so little detective work for our FEMA helpers here. It's kind of neat. Before we go, I do want to ask, is there any information that we didn't cover or anything you wanted to make sure we covered that we just skipped over or missed for any reason?
I would just say that, the FEMA application process, as well as, our partners, it can be extremely repetitive and frustrating. And that's where I really encourage those that were impacted to seek some in-person conversations that really helps to not only get a full understanding of the impacts and what's eligible, but is also a way to just be able to release and start with some of that closure of what's frustrating and what's harmed you as far as the impacts, and start moving towards recovery. And as we mentioned before, we're here. We're here. We are going to be supporting impacted residents. We care, and we're ready to support.
Excellent.
So come speak us out.
Absolutely. And I just spawned one more question that I wanted to get to. As far as needs and stuff, too, does this cover, like if people come with, say, mental health needs or any of those physical health needs, is that all part of this, or is this more of just buildings and like if someone comes there and says I need mental health services, that kind of thing, is that something is that part of this too, or is that another place they need to go to?
I mean, one thing we will do is we will have the conversation, figure out what exactly is going on, and once again, if it's not eligible through FEMA, we do have a host of partners and resources that are there with us.
Gotcha.
And if they're not there at the Disaster Recovery Center, we have those that are liaisons with a whole host of voluntary agencies. So once again, we need to start that conversation, and we are there to support everyone. It's not just a FEMA mission. It is a whole community mission that's holding hands together to meet the needs of the survivors. So we're here, and we're ready to support, and we thank you, Mike.
No problem. And I guess the good rule of thumb is on this is if anything that's impacted you negatively about the flood, come to the mall and tell your story, and let's see if FEMA can't help you direct. Like you said, you'll send them to one of your partner organizations that can address your more direct needs on some of that stuff.
And Mike, I definitely want to hit with another note that has been momentous for me as I've went down to the Disaster Recovery Center several times over the past 2 weeks. just hearing stories of how people have been trying to get back on their feet. But as an impacted household, they're also concerned about their neighbors. They've actually offered to us how they can support as residents of Roswell or Dexter. So it's been amazing to see that greater sense of community, which definitely makes our job easier because it makes us feel that we're part of a team.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to share.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, this is some. I'm not sure where you guys are from originally here, but this is, something I've lived in this part of the country for more years now than I grew up on the East Coast. But that's something that I've noticed, growing up in Maryland, D.C., and seeing that lifestyle and much more busier hustle bustle. And I've been out in Roswell here for 25 plus years now, and it's people are different here, and people always help, and whenever, and I don't know if it's something, even if it's the isolation thing, of course they had the fires and everything in Ruidoso here over the summer, and of course we support them, and of course then we get hit and they support us. It's just I don't know if it's just because of the territory and the nature of which we live in and the isolation, but then it kind of creates that no matter what, we're all dealing with the elements and we all help each other out. So I thank you because that is something I've noticed too, that this community always, you could be arguing about something and not agree with something in city council, but man, as soon as something like this happens, everybody's on the same team. And it's kind of, it's always one of the things I truly love about this community. So thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it.
No problem. It's truly welcoming.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you very much. And appreciate the updates here. And I'm sure, we'll be talking again down the road here as more and more things happen as we kind of transition to the next phases of getting everybody back on their feet here. So, good deal. Is there anything else we wanted to mention, guys?
Just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a community advocate and a champion for this recovery.
Well, thank you, guys, and happy Thanksgiving if we don't talk between now and then. And hopefully you guys are, hopefully those volunteers and stuff get to find some hospitality on their turkey day here next week, too.
We're working on that. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Jose Gil Martinez and Deanna Frazier with FEMA here. And like I said, if you have any questions, they're at the mall. They're going to come knocking on. They still knocking on doors and things like that. And like I said, you kind of heard there, because I've been hearing some of the same, people say, man, I got a small business and they're basically steering me here and all that. And you kind of heard there, yeah, we can kind of put you, but really their focus is on personal, residential and stuff like that. So, I get it, but so maybe for small businesses there might be, but definitely let them put you in touch with the Small Business Administration, see what they can do for you. Maybe they can offer you something better, or maybe seek. I know there's a lot of. I would talk to things like the Chamber of Commerce and stuff. They might offer some resources too as well on that. All right, it is 7:38. Let's do this. Let's pause for news. Your Kim Commando update. And, let's just do that for now, and then we'll be back. Don't go away.
It's an authority issue. This is Ken Ham, equipping the church with answers with the ministry Answers in Genesis. Today we're wrapping up a series on the question of, could God have used evolution to create? Well, we've discovered the biblical answer is no. But does it matter? Absolutely. The creation-evolution issue is so important because ultimately it's an authority issue. You see, you won't find evolution or millions of years in the Bible. Those ideas come from outside the scriptures. So when we add them in, we're making man the ultimate authority, not God. We don't know everything, and we weren't there at the beginning, but God was. So let's allow our all-knowing Creator to be the authority from the very first verse.
Listen to this program again or view a transcript at AnswersRadio.com. You'll find answers when you visit us at AnswersRadio.com.
Heading out on a flight? Nothing can put a damper on your travels like a missing suitcase. Now, thanks to inexpensive trackers, you won't have to worry if your luggage ends up in Tahiti instead of Toledo. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle. You can cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. See if your company qualifies at oracle.com/Kim. It's just smart to put a tracker inside your luggage. Team Apple, you can now let your airline see your AirTag's location if your bag goes missing. It works like this. You pop an AirTag in your luggage, sync it with the Find My app. If your luggage goes missing, you can generate a secure link to share your bag's location with your airline's customer service, helping them find your bag. Team Android, you can throw a Chipolo, Tile, or Pebble Tree tracker in your bag. Of the three, the Pebble Tree offers the best range and accuracy. None of them let you share a link like Apple's, though. You'll have to share a screenshot. Don't be left tech behind. Get my free newsletter. Sign up at getkim.com. Even if you think it's a bit overhyped, AI is suddenly everywhere, from self-driving cars to molecular medicine to business efficiency. If it's not in your industry yet, it's coming, fast. But AI needs a lot of speed and computing power. So how do you compete without costs just spiraling out of control? Time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. It's a blazing fast and secure platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, plus all your AI and machine learning workloads. OCI costs 50% less for computing and 80% less for networking. Thousands of businesses have already upgraded. Oracle is offering to cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to OCI. Offer ends December 31st, 2024. See if your company qualifies for this special offer at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim, oracle.com/Kim.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 7:42. Hey, I got an announcement from Brian Luck, superintendent from the Roswell Independent School District. And I wanted to share this on the radio this morning because I know how things work around here, and I'm sure that there was some scuttlebutt already going around about things, and so I want to kind of make a statement here that I got from Brian and kind of put anything that kind of crop up to bed here. So I got a text here. It says, "Good morning and happy Friday, RASD families. In the early hours of Friday morning, the FBI was alerted to a potential threat via social media against the Roswell schools. As school officials were making plans to notify parents on how to deal with the threat, we were notified that the state police have identified the subject and have made an arrest. Thank you to the FBI and the New Mexico State Police, along with all local agencies. Have a good Friday." So, I should turn
it came across like a robo text, but I haven't gotten anything yet. So
okay, well, that
might be something they're sending out to teachers and administrative staff.
Maybe, yeah, it was something, but yeah, there was the rumblings of this going on, and I know teachers, principals were talking a little bit, and they were, like you said, they were kind of plotting on how to do something with the kids when they got the call. Said, "Oh, we got them. We're good. Have a nice day,
ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
So all good there. So
nice.
So crisis identified and averted all in a blink of an eye. So
you pinpointed it. Now the next step is washing it off.
People that protect us for being on the ball and nipping that in the bud pretty quick. So
appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm hoping it was something really not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think it was a dumb. I'm hoping at the end of the day it was a dumb kid that did a dumb thing, and,
right.
And now we're dealing with lessons learned.
And
I
that's
hope it's something more nefarious than that.
You guys have a whole week next week. You don't need an extra day.
Yeah, you plot better. But all I'm saying is I hope it's something like that, not something more nefarious or something bigger.
Kid just really wanted to go see Wicked or something.
Yeah, kids do dumb things. I mean, I was one of them. I did dumb things myself.
I got to say that today was much easier of a wake up than yesterday was.
Yeah, your battery started in your car. Yeah, that's why Sean went here. His car was not being ornery. So
and here's the thing. That's the second battery I've replaced in this car. Granted, I used to deliver and stuff, so I was using it a lot. So it makes sense. But yeah, it was just the old familiar whoa, 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 whoa. And what's really irritating when that happens is everything else still works. The headlights, the radio, I'm trying to figure out how to turn off panel lights just to save battery. It doesn't work like that.
See, kids, if we all still drove manuals, you'd be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can jump a manual. You just push it and pop the clutch, bam, and you're gone.
I remember
batteries aren't always a problem with a clutch.
I remember it was a Bronco 2, a 87 Ford Bronco 2, and my dad used the screwdriver method to jumpstart it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for those who don't know, if you take a screwdriver and you touch it to both posts of a battery, it'll start.
Every 80s movie, when you steal a car, that was one of the things they did. Hot wiring.
Problem was, it wasn't in neutral. It was in gear at this point.
Yeah, that's not smart.
So he does that, and it lunges forward, and he almost ran himself over with an unmanned truck.
That would have been a Darwin Award.
Yep.
And
See?
I'm guessing that was right
This
around.
is the stock I come from, people.
Well, I think I've shared mine with my dad and the oil. I mean, his weren't always death-defying, but they were dumb. I told you about the canoes. I told you about all those things. I'm on literally the DC Beltway, a 10 to 12-year-old kid holding a trailer of canoes out the back of a station wagon. They're not like, this was literally this trailer of canoes was about the size of a small food truck, and it had about a dozen canoes on it. I'm 12, and I'm literally sitting in the back of a station wagon holding onto the tongue of the trailer.
Nice.
Going down, not going down like a back road.
Right.
On I-495. The Beltway.
Please watch the bumps.
Yeah. It was Dumbness ensued in my world. All right, it is 7:46. Let's go ahead and pause for your Chaffetz County sports update, your SRN market report, and a quick commercial break.
Indeed.
We'll be back. Don't go away.
It's time for the Chaffetz County Sports Report. Football playoffs continue tonight and tomorrow. Let's start with tonight's matchup between NMMI and St. Mike's. It'll be in Roswell. NMMI is the 5th seed in Class 3A with a 9-3 record. Top-seeded St. Mike's comes in with an undefeated 11-0 mark. That starts at 7 o'clock this evening. Meanwhile, Dexter is also 11-0. They'll be playing in Las Vegas against 3rd-seeded Robertson. That's tomorrow at 1 o'clock. These are both state semifinals for Class 3A. And you've got the Roswell Coyotes playing tomorrow at 1 at the Wool Bowl. Roswell, the top seed in Class 5A. They are 9-1 against 4th-seeded Gadsden, which is 8-3. Gadsden last week beat Los Alamos 43-14. Roswell was dismissing Highland by a 42-0 count. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. existing home sales rebounded sharply in October, posting the first annual gain since mid-2021, as buyers rushed into the market to take advantage of a brief decline in mortgage rates. U.S. mortgage rates increased to a 4-month high this week, which together with higher home prices could sideline potential buyers. The average rate on the popular 30-year fixed mortgage increased to 6.84%. FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker plans to visit Boeing offices as the plane maker resumes 737 MAX production. Earlier this month, the Federal Aviation Administration said it would boost its oversight of Boeing following a 53-day strike that ended 2 weeks ago. A grand jury has indicted Phillips 66 for violating the Clean Water Act by illegally discharging hundreds of thousands of gallons of industrial wastewater into Los Angeles County's sewer system and failing to report the violations to authorities. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Tim Keller once wrote, "It's one thing to be grateful, it's another thing to give thanks. Gratitude is what you feel. Thanksgiving is what you do." The word Thanksgiving has two parts. There's both thanks and giving. As our own community and those communities around us have faced fire and floods this past year, I've truly seen Thanksgiving in action. People have given out of their blessings. Whether it's been time, food, supplies, or money, we've seen so many come together to give to those who have lost so much. We must remember to continue this heart of giving throughout the year, not just in times of crisis. There is always time for gratitude, and there's always an opportunity to give. 1 Thessalonians 5 reads, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ." No matter where we find ourselves, we must remember to thank God for all He's blessed us with, and in turn, share our blessings with those around us.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
Registration for the spring semester is on now at ENMU Roswell. A great career in healthcare, arts and sciences, or technical trades is waiting for you. Now's the time to skill up and get certified. Register today for spring 2025 classes and talk with an advisor. Log on to roswell.enmu.edu. ENMU Roswell, success starts here.
Success starts here. ENMU Roswell.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted. In times of need, it's important to know someone's got your back. Tape Branch Auto Group is here to support our community in Chavez County as we recover from the recent flooding. To help ease the burden, we are offering $1,000 in relief recovery cash for those impacted by the storm. Use this $1,000 towards the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle as a boost to your trade-in value to help cover your insurance deductible or even receive a check directly after purchasing a vehicle. And if you can't get your vehicle to us, don't worry, we're here to help. We can arrange to have it picked up and brought directly to our dealership. We know recovery takes time, and we're committed to standing by your side every step of the way. Let Tape Branch Auto Group help you get back on the road and back on your feet, because together we're stronger. Roswell Appliance Outlet, the area price leader for new appliances, is having a store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale now through Black Friday. All in-stock refrigerators are marked down at least 50% off MSRP, and all come with a warranty and name brands that you know and trust. Great financing and delivery options are available. Hurry in while selection is at its best. Save 50% or more during the store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale at Roswell Appliance Outlet, now through Black Friday, 600 South Main Street in Roswell.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Celebration season is here. And when it comes to quality service and quality selection for your holiday celebration, trust the people with quality in the name. That's Quality Liquor. Quality Liquor is the only liquor store in the region, and they're southeastern New Mexico's choice for wine, spirits, champagne, tequilas, and bourbons, and a great selection of blackberry, peach, and salted caramel Crown Royal. For quality service and quality selection for your holiday celebration, come see Dickie, Sean, and Gina at Quality Liquor. 1400 South Main in Roswell. Do you love your car?
Yes.
Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles with special financing available regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and 3 years of free oil changes. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:54. Got a few minutes here before we get to news here at the top of the hour. Don't forget, we do have high school playoff football semifinal action for you on Saturday. The Roswell Coyotes will be in action as the #1 seed in semifinal playoff football as they host Gadsden here at the Wool Bowl tomorrow at 1 p.m. We will have that game for you right here on the radio, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Pregame will start roughly around 12:40. with kickoff at 1 o'clock there. We will be able to bring you live streaming video as well. Log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, the Roswell Coyote channel. You can click on the morning, that won't get you the game. The Roswell Coyote channel will get you the game there. And like I said, the pregame will start about 12:40, kickoff right around 1 o'clock here. Then also, we will be carrying on our sister station, 990 AM, and its FM translator 93.7. The other playoff matchup in the region in the bracket there with the Artesia Bulldogs is the number 2 seed taking on the Mayfield Trojans. That game is also at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We will, like I said, 990 AM, 93.7. Pregame will start about 12:30, kickoff at 1. You can also watch that game. We have procured the rights for that video broadcast as well. Log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Artesia Bulldog channel, and that's where you'll find the game residing there.
Yes, indeed. Playoff action.
We'll have it all there for you tomorrow. There, 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Kickoff for both those games there.
And before you head to the Wool Bowl to watch the Roswell Coyotes take on Gadsden, stop by Roswell Hyundai. Because we're going to have a little celebration going on. We're going to be taking donations for folks in need in our area. Everything that's donated will stay right here.
Stuff,
flood relief for folks around the holiday season. Obviously, we're taking non-perishable food items and some stuff for Thanksgiving. And your chance to win a 65-inch TV.
Nice.
Not too shabby, right?
Yeah. Hey, got that'll look good if you're going to watch football on Thanksgiving or.
Oh, right, football.
Yeah. Or the parade.
No, that's just
or
it.
Macy's.
That brings out my inner 7-year-old. And since I cut the cord, it's become increasingly hard to watch because it's not just the parade. I need the NBC presentation of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade because that's the one that gives you.
Is there another version?
Oh, there's several. You can find them online.
I didn't even know there was another version.
You can find them online where other news agencies
I didn't even know those existed.
But they're boring because they don't have the same commentary. You don't get Al Roker. You don't get. They don't have the spot right in front of Macy's with the carpet where they stop the bands or performances stop and do their thing. They don't show that on the YouTube presentation or on News 9.
Yeah.
So to find the NBC, and that's one of the very small reasons I've kept Peacock is because that's how you can watch it. Because my tradition growing up, it was always the parade and then the dog show.
Yeah.
That was my go-to watch, and it kept me out of the kitchen and away from annoying.
And I'm of the age where I also I grew up because I remember I was Willard Scott before he was kind of the dude, for all that. He's he was the original to me in my head. I love Al, but Al was Willard's protege.
Sure. He taught Al his stroke, you know what I'm saying?
And Al's a fine Willard Scott.
Indeed.
He's filled the shoes well.
Yes.
And to be honest, my dad got to meet Willard Scott.
Really?
And he was a really cool dude to Dad, and weirdly enough, this is when my dad got to meet him. What president was being inaugurated? I think it was the first Bush.
Okay. So we're talking 93.
No, before that. This would have been 80.
Oh, yeah, I guess
89
I was thinking of Clinton.
90, somewhere around
that
there.
would have been 89. Yeah, January 89.
Yeah. Anyway, or 88, whenever that was. But
no, he elected in 88, took over at 89.
Yeah, that year. That's what it was that year.
We know math and history, kids.
Yeah.
So that's still kind of a semi-young Willard Scott.
Well,
young-ish. I mean, not like the old man that I remember him as.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was more spry.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was during the inauguration parade or something there, and we were there in Boy Scout uniform doing Scout stuff.
Right.
And I guess I wasn't near Dad because I didn't get to meet Willard Scott, but he got to shake his hand, and him and Dad had they shared a bald man moment. Because my dad's as bald as is Willard, and they kind of I dig your hairstyle, and they kind of they had that.
I'm just hoping they touched domes. Willard Scott, first Ronald McDonald, by the way.
Exactly, yeah, that's a factoid. He was the original Ronald McDonald.
And it was nightmare fuel back then. He was just like he had a cup for a nose, and it was horrifying.
Yeah, they've since fleshed him out a little bit.
They figured out the character.
Well, I always love seeing like the early versions of what we know as like Simpsons. It's like
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. She calls herself a friend of Donald Trump. Former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, the president-elect's choice to lead the Department of Justice.
Trump moved quickly in naming Bondi as his nominee for Attorney General. He announced the selection of his longtime ally just a few hours after his other choice, former Congressman Matt Gaetz, withdrew from consideration. Bondi served as one of Trump's lawyers during his first impeachment trial.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. In Pennsylvania, Democrat Bob Casey has finally done it.
I just called Dave McCormick to congratulate him on his election to represent Pennsylvania in the United States Senate.
McCormick's win means Republicans will have a 53-47 majority in the U.S. Senate as of next year. Senator Josh Hawley says Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas and FBI Director Wray showed the utmost disrespect for the American people by skipping this week's Senate Homeland Security hearing. The Missouri Republican says the two are required by law to testify, adding that both of them are unfit for office. Russia says it was not an ICBM, but rather a new kind of hypersonic missile that was fired at Ukraine the other day. Military analyst Matthew Seville says Vladimir Putin is
signaling to the Ukrainians, we've got stuff that outranges you, but really signaling to the West, we're happy to enter into a competition around intermediate range ballistic missiles. P.S. These could be nuclear tipped. Do you really want to take that risk?
Putin's action comes after President Biden gave Ukraine permission to fire American-made long-range missiles deep into Russia. An elevated risk of flash floods and mudslides persisting today across parts of the storm-battered Pacific Northwest. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 320 points, NASDAQ ahead 11. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
To satisfy its crude oil fix.
For the past 8 months, researchers have tracked North Korean tankers visiting an oil terminal in Russia's Far East using satellite images. Countries are banned from selling oil to North Korea, except in small quantities, as part of sanctions to stop it developing nuclear weapons. But with Kim Jong-un sending artillery and now troops to Russia, experts have told the BBC there's no doubt President Putin is providing the oil in return, giving North Korea the sort of stable supply it hasn't had since the sanctions were introduced in 2017.
The BBC's Gene McKenzie. A top South Korean official says Russia has supplied air defense missiles to North Korea in exchange for the troops. The U.S., South Korea, and others say North Korea has sent more than 10,000 troops to Russia to support the war against Ukraine. News and analysis, townhall.com. Some of the biggest names in pro sports are warned to be on their guard.
The NFL has issued a security alert to players following recent burglaries involving the homes of Kansas City Chiefs stars Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Now, the league says the homes of pro athletes all across several sports have become, quote, increasingly targeted for burglaries by organized groups. Players have been told to take precautions and implement home security measures to reduce the risk of being targeted. Some of the burglary groups have conducted extensive surveillance on their targets. Jason Walker reporting.
61 years ago today, President Kennedy assassinated in Dallas. We may soon have a more complete picture of exactly how it happened, as President-elect Trump has promised to declassify all remaining records of the case. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelist said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8:05. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
I got in the zone last hour and just started talking. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing a radio show.
Yeah. That's why I keep these bad boys on. I got to monitor the situation here. I'm going to start calling this the window of cruelty. Because I understand that it gets stuffy in the studio. We need an open window. But we're like half a click away from Martine's Capital Cafe. And boy, the waft that comes in that window.
I'm glad I don't smell that because that would be a problem.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I'd be hungry. I'm glad that sorry to my guests. I have to sit there today and smell that.
So the window of cruelty is cracked open.
Thing is, I might do up a few cucum. Hopefully, just like go to Martine's after this. I'm gonna walk over there and have some huevos. Bring me back a huevos rancheros.
It is a great advertisement. I believe I don't know this for fact because I'm not I haven't done the research, but I genuinely believe that a lot of restaurants utilize the Disneyland method of putting a fan underneath what they cook to waft the smells out.
I would if I had a restaurant.
And I'll tell you where I first experienced it was at McDonald's. When I was a kid at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because, and this is still like this to this day. The smell walking up to a McDonald's, walking up to the door is glorious. It smells like a combination of like grilling meat and fries, and it just smells like I think they pipe in the smell not even from the restaurant. They just have like McDonald's corporate has like the scent and they just pipe it out.
Yes.
Because it's universally smelled the same
McDonald's
since my childhood.
In a can, aerosol in a can. McDonald's in a can is the.
But you get inside and it doesn't smell like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's, I would do it. I totally would do it. I would completely, and I'd change the smells.
To Mickey D's, right?
I would alter the smells to the season.
Indeed.
Speaking of McDonald's.
Yeah.
Allegedly they're bringing back the McRib again on
Monday.
No, I'm sorry.
December
3rd.
December 3rd. So so not Monday. A week from.
But what I also saw now, I don't know if that's available everywhere but it was shared by the New Mexico. I can't remember if it was KOB or KOAT. It was one of the New Mexico stations. But when I clicked on the article,
I already know what you're going to say.
It was in I don't know, somewhere in Tennessee or something, but. Apparently, they're going to be selling like gallon jugs of
half gallon
jugs
of McRib sauce.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like,
and yes, you can get yours. There's a website. I have it. You know what? Let me look it up because it was on my show prep for country earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go to this website and they're giving you the option to. It's only $20, by the way, for a half gallon.
Is that cheap?
I
guess it is.
Think of how many cocktails you can make with half a gallon.
Or actual barbecuings.
Sure, if you want to use it like a sauce, but I'm thinking
then
about
think about it because you buy a little 16-ounce bottle, and it's probably about $5-6. So yeah, it's probably maybe copacetic. Yeah.
I'm planning on using it like bitters. I'm gonna explore the complexities of McRib sauce and see how we can't cocktail this bad boy up. Okay, so let me pull this up.
I don't know. I have real trouble wrapping my head around barbecue sauce in a drink.
Oh,
that just does. I know. It's a different world but I just grew up where you don't put peanut butter on steak, man. You just don't do these things. And barbecue sauce in a liquid beverage just doesn't seem right.
You don't.
I know. Just it don't seem right to me. It seems unnatural.
There we go. All right, so it would be, where is the page? Darn it. But yeah, you can get it. It's on the website. They're saying it's probably going to sell out quick, so you can set your Google calendar to alert you of when it's going to be available.
Well, if you do procure one, are you going to try to get one?
Oh, I'm going to try to get one.
I do want to. Can we do something with it? Try it on something?
The website
Not
is
in a drink.
wholelotofmcribsauce.com. Go to wholelotofmcribsauce.com and reserve your half-gallon jug of McRib sauce, which, by the way...
It's great in coffee for a quick pick-me-up.
It comes in a festive holiday sweater.
Aw.
Yeah, sort of. The design on the bottle is like a festive holiday sweater design kind of thing.
People spend money on anything.
That's right. That's what money spending's for. There are very few joys in my life, okay? Yeah, I'll try to procure a bottle and...
I gotta be honest. I like McRibs and I eat them all the time. But I've never ate it to think it's the sauce that makes it good.
No?
No.
That's the best part.
Not for me. I love fake McRib meat. I'm a fan of ribicue.
I like meat shaped like things.
I love fake ribicue. The banquet ones, the ones you got in school.
You know what? You're not
McRib,
wrong.
I love them.
I do enjoy that type of meat. What always did bug me though, because in the McRib patty, it shows the patty is shaped like rib and bones.
Yes.
So technically, we're eating the gooified bones.
It's always been that way.
I know.
The ones in school were like that.
Yep.
The one, they're
You don't
always...
you don't have a McRib if it's not shaped like a McRib.
The banquet ones.
But
the Tony, what was it? Tony Roma, not the boots, but the steak one. There's Tony Romo or Tony Roma or
Tony Roma, I think. Yeah.
There's one that does meats and the other does boots. And one's a.
There's but the sauce is my one seed when it comes to what the ingredients, and then the second thing is that bun. That is the only time of the year you can get that kind of bun from McDonald's.
Well, and to be honest, it's not just like I said. The sauce is part of it, but that fake rib with the pickle and the onion and the sauce and the bun is good too. But it's all like, to me, it wasn't like that sauce isn't gonna get me anywhere. Like it's fine to put. To me, I don't think it's any different than if I put Casey Masterpiece or Sweet Baby Ray's or whatever on that.
Here's the key. Here's the kicker. I always order my McRibs with extra sauce.
Yeah.
So that yes, the eating of the McRib itself is a horrible process. I'm gonna be a mess.
Well, usually when I don't get extra sauce, I usually get more than enough sauce to take care of the situation.
Dip your fries into that McRib sauce.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
It will change your life.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
It's the best thing ever.
I had excessive sauce in the container, and that's what I would use. I'd sop it up with the fries, and it's good.
See, now what I want to do is I want to get a basket of McDonald's fries.
There you go.
Coat them in McRib sauce, cheese, and then stick them in the microwave and melt the cheese down. Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Although I am not, and we got to get going here, but I am not a fan of people rehacking fast food into other food.
No?
That's like I kept seeing this one where, because they got the still the double chicken, chicken Big Mac, whatever you want to call it. And literally this guy took the innards of it, put it on a tortilla, and then folded up and grilled it and ate it. And I'm like, well, why don't you just buy 2 chicken I mean, the whole point of going to McDonald's is you don't cook.
Right. I'll give you that.
Take their ingredients and then repackage it into your own thing. I just don't.
I'm all for repackaging foods as long as it requires
not for that purpose.
As long as it requires as little effort as possible.
Yeah.
Like if I'm having to take the steps of putting something into a pan, no, I just created dishes for myself.
Well, that's basically what you made was chicken quesadillas.
But if you're talking about ordering 2 McDoubles and then making the ghetto Big Mac, then that's different.
That's different. I'm talking about taking fast food, and then turning it into other things.
Yeah.
Like the amalgamation of where people will tear like Big Macs and break and buy like 30 of them and turn them into some weird casserole. That's just
See,
insane.
now you're talking about like the epic mealtime situation.
And this is like, but like that one I call that almost goes into the food crime videos. That But I've also seen legitimate ones where they're not food. Like people are like, "Hey, this is a great idea," and they literally take the chicken Big Mac and turn it into chicken quesadilla. And I'm like, just go buy the stuff and make your own chicken quesadilla.
Right. That does seem like a step too far.
I mean, if you're already getting a pan out and cooking and all that, just cook the chicken.
And just
while you're
cook
doing it.
food
instead of buying whatever's in that.
I'm trying to be a savage here. I'm trying to do as little as possible.
Right.
That's what fast food is all about. That's America, doggone it.
It just is dumb. It's just dumb. But anyway, let's see.
We pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and we go to McDonald's. That is how we roll. All right.
I got to do some exploring on that one. That was all tough. Yeah, I don't know that number, and that's an odd statement. All right.
Was it a comment?
I think.
Yeah, that's. Don't worry about that.
Okay. I don't know who it's from. It just has a bunch of numbers. I didn't see who it's from, and I can't open it to investigate. But I was like, wow. Stop yelling at me. It is 8:16. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. Here in just a few minutes, we'll get you up to date with the weather. And then shortly thereafter, we're going to have Pastor Jim Ridgway from the gig join us. Laura Salazar will join him as well, and we'll get an update here. Of course, he's doing his annual Thanksgiving celebration, because Thanksgiving's next week. So we'll get that update from Jim here in just a few.
Very good.
Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with the news, the local variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. But Foist, your weather. By the way, it's supposed to be like nice this weekend. Enjoy it. Like nice today, but like nicer this weekend. So enjoy the niceness.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Our weekend looks nice. Temperatures will be on a slow warming trend, about 70 for the afternoon high today. High pressure is hanging out over the Four Corners area, so we get sunshine. The wind should stay fairly light. Overnight, we're in the low to mid 30s and clear, and then right around 70 to 75 for the high on Saturday and Sunday. We're in the mid to upper 70s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, let me see. Currently, I didn't refresh. Man, I'm a host today. Sorry. Currently 39 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Beautiful day. Pushing 70, but not quite. Sunny, 69 for our official high today. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight. Overnight low of freezing, right at 32 tonight, with southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Saturday, sunny skies and a high of 71. Beautiful day. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour, so should be some good football watching weather tomorrow afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 39 degrees. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, even warmer. Sunny, 74 for a high on Sunday. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 43. And glancing at your Thanksgiving week here on Monday, partly cloudy and 67. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 68. Wednesday, mostly partly cloudy and 70. And then cooler on Thanksgiving Day, mostly sunny, 54 for a high. So must be some cold front moving in Wednesday night. So, yeah, warm, and then looks like a bit of a dipper for Thanksgiving Day. All right, it is 8:19. We're going to take a quick about 3.5 minute break, and then we'll talk with Pastor Jim and Laura from the gig. That's up next. Don't go away.
It's huge. It's colossal. It's Roswell Ford's biggest automotive clearance event of the year at our temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd and Sycamore Streets. Enter the front of the tents off West 2nd Street next to Allsup's for huge savings from now till the end of the month. The all-new Roswell Ford received massive shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles without flood damage. To move them out, we've marked them down, way down. Plus, get $1,500 flood assistance cash in hand when you buy any new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. Worried about your trade or credit? Don't sweat it. We've instructed our staff to take any trade, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it. So you can upgrade to a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. And our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit with great terms, even if it's less than perfect. Everyone knows when the tints go up, prices come down. At Roswell Ford's temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd Street and Sycamore Streets. Or visit RoswellFord.com.
How do you find a roofing contractor you can trust? You can randomly pick one, cross your fingers and hope for the best. Or maybe you can ask a psychic to predict who's trustworthy. Here's a better idea. Choose one who prefers using America's most trusted roofing brand, Owens Corning. And rest easy, because Owens Corning screens their contractors for reliability, professionalism, and customer service. Why take any chances? Owens Corning, trusted contractors, proven products. For an Owens Corning preferred contractor, visit owenscorning.com/roofing.
For a free estimate, give Do Right Roofing a call today. 575-623-2273.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Roswell Tire and Appliance has a great selection of brand new refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers, all with special Black Friday and Christmas pricing. With Roswell Tire and Appliance, you can have it in your home for the holidays. Save even more on their selection of scratch and dent appliances. Plus, find a huge selection of tires and the people that can help you get it done. Roswell Tire and Appliance can repair your appliances as well. They pride themselves in service long after the sale with repair warranty, and they deliver to all of Roswell and the surrounding area. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal Opportunity Employer.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand and La Pantera 106.1 FM for a special live broadcast this Saturday from 10 to 1 at Roswell Hyundai. In the wake of the recent flood, Roswell Hyundai invites you to come together for our community. Roswell Hyundai will be accepting donations of new and gently used toys, as well as blankets, jackets, and bedding items. Your donation will go to those in need during the recovery. And just for donating, you'll be entered to win a 65-inch smart TV. We'll have food and drinks, stuff for the kiddos, and more. See you Saturday from 10 to 1 at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the gig, Pastor Jim Ridgway back with us, and Laura Salazar as well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing wonderful. How about yourselves?
Another day in paradise.
It is. Yeah, paradise has been busy this summer.
I'll tell you. Goodness.
But this is, of course, for folks that aren't familiar, the gig is, I would say what most people would probably know the gig for is if you happen to be hanging out on a Friday night downtown and happen to see a bunch of fine folks just hanging out on the courthouse lawn, celebrating God and helping out people. That's the gig.
In a nutshell.
That's what we're doing. You know what I mean? Organized chaos.
Yes, exactly.
But
really, and this is all kind of started from you and just hey, what do we do? Pray God help, and we're just doing God's work here and doing it wherever the God's path takes us. That's where we go. And obviously, been a lot doing with flooding and stuff here, but kind of turn your attentions for a week here at least on some other things.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've been helping a lot of people with getting the stuff out of their homes, stuff like that, saving what we could with them and stuff like that.
Sure.
Just, last week I had to go home and just get on my knees for a little bit because the depression of all of it hit me.
We all have to take care of ourselves too. You can't help others if you yourself aren't in good shape.
Yes, sir.
So
sir.
That's you got to go home and have your own conversation with God and rest and get your mind right too. But here's the also thing. I know what else recharges the battery. It's those moments where the family that was struggling now can sleep at night because they got a roof over their head, or they got their need taken care of in some way, shape, or form, where their kids are now taken care of, so they can put their minds at ease a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moments that on all the days at the end of the day when you're like, what am I doing, Harry? And then it's like, all right, that's why I'm doing it.
And when you see the love of the community coming together,
absolutely,
regardless of.
And praise God that that a lot of stuff was lost, but not a lot of lives. And that was
stuff can be replaced.
Yeah,
some stuff's harder than other stuff, but at the end of the day, it's stuff.
Yeah,
and it's not. And even I know the toughest ones are the pictures, the ones that can't be replaced, the heirlooms, the things that are have personal meaning to you. But that's the beauty of your mind and God. You can recreate that in your brain, and that's where it resides forever. So that I know it's not always the answer you want, but that's what at the end of the day. The thing is the thing. It's the memory that is attached to it. That's what's special to you, and that they can't take away. So
right.
That's another God blessing, a blessing from God. So absolutely.
One of the houses that I was doing demo in and stuff like that, there's a water line at 4 foot 3 inches. Right. Well, at 4 foot 3 inches and a quarter, this lady has a really expensive picture of Jesus walking away from the 99.
Yeah, that's a little sign on the wall. So it's literally on this one.
Sign on the wall.
I mean, but it's just like, oh
absolutely.
my gosh.
Yeah, I absolutely believe those are those messages, those little things. It's because there's no other explanation why did it stop there and not an inch higher?
And her highest possession.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are those little God's reminders that this sucks, but we got this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that being said, one of the traditions of the gig has always been the Thanksgiving celebration. This is something that you've been doing for years, and it's just a come one, come all. Let's come eat and give thanks and celebrate God.
Yes, sir. Yes. Absolutely. It's God put it in my heart years ago, to do this, and we're out there without a safety net, of course.
Well, I'm kind of his safety
net
a little bit, but
that's where Laura comes in. She's running around going, all right. No,
year before last, we were watching the 10-day weather forecast and stuff like that. We're going to have a 52-degree day, something like that.
I was just reading. I was like 70, 70, 70, 50. Of course.
Well, it was supposed to be 50-something degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. The temperature was fine. We set up the table, set up the chairs, set up the sound system, all the tables, the grills, and everything.
Sure.
And got everything moved in. And about 10 minutes before we started serving, it went down to like 30 degrees, and the wind was blowing 25 miles an hour. Okay. And we had a blast.
But that's it. Everyone was together, warm and loving and having a great time and making the best of it.
Yeah, we had a blast. First picture of Laura out there. She's on the front page and just the biggest smile you've ever seen. She's
a pan had just hit his son in the head. So, I mean, how was I not supposed to laugh at that?
Everything's blowing in or out.
But even during that, we still served over 250 meals and stuff like that.
And that's and at the end of the day, that's the thing. And there's always a few obstacles that we got to navigate around. But good news is, it's going to be 50 again on Thanksgiving, but I don't think it's going to be as windy, hopefully. So,
right, yeah.
But it is kind of weird that it's like 70, 70, 70. And
50. Well, we did pray for 58. So
that's kind of our set point.
Our set was 58.
What I mean? Well, maybe next year book for 62.
Yeah, so
we're
still
believing. Then it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving, I mean,
the art of the negotiation. Aim high, and we'll work down to about 57 at the end.
Yeah.
But anyway, we would, but rain or shine,
we'll be there.
It will be happening, and it's going to be again on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th here. Join us here again on the courthouse lawn, and come as you are. It'll start about 11 o'clock is when the thing goes.
We start
goes
serving at 11
till I guess everyone
till we're done.
Till everyone goes home and turns out the lights and the party's over.
We'll be there a little bit early with praise and worship, so you can come and listen to the music and get prayer.
And there's as much entertainment and fellowship as there is food and
absolutely.
And
the food portion starts at 11.
But please come hungry. Bring a friend, and again. No requirements, no nothing. If you're a human being that wants to fellowship and have a meal, then you're qualified.
Yes.
And of course, Mike, as always, we're doing some shut-ins too. You know what I mean? I have people calling and saying, "Hey, I can't get there. Can you get me there?" No.
Yeah.
I cannot.
We can bring
I
it.
can get you a meal, but I can't get you there and back home.
So I imagine you can always use a few more volunteers. I'm sure you got some folks lined up, but if people want to lend a hand, we can use some drivers on that day to get some dinners out to some shut-ins or to some remote locations out here.
Yes,
folks that can't get to us.
And like I said, we're going to be setting up there. We're going to start about 8 o'clock in the morning, setting up the table, setting up the chairs, and on and on and on.
And I will tell you this: if you can volunteer for that, I've done it in the past in various things over time, and that is the best because, to be honest, for most of these folks, you're delivering more than a meal. You're delivering, and so I invite you, if you do volunteer, come in, sit down and chat with them. Sit down, and now if they want to kick you out, then by all means, good luck to you. But if they get chatty, I invite you to converse with them, talk with them. You'll be amazed at, especially if you're a younger folks listening to your seniors and elders, they got a lot of wisdom in those little brains.
It's really great when people bring their kids down and the kids get to go out and help the people and stuff like that.
Learn the server's heart.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. But and we intend to pray with everybody that comes down there and stuff like that because that's what this is all about.
Absolutely.
And maybe we'll find that one that doesn't know Jesus.
Well, absolutely. This is sure. In the hopes you hope to find a few folks that are off the path, and we bring them on the path, but here's probably what we're going to find: people that are on the path that are struggling on the path, because that's life. We all struggle.
We're expecting a big crowd this year. You know what I mean? Because of everything that's going on.
It's a lot. We've been hit with a lot here this year with just with the flooding and just life in general has been a busy life. The world in general. There's a lot of confusion and chaos. So praying and fellowship and getting down to be honest, sometimes a couple people talking over a plate of turkey might just solve all kinds of problems.
I tell people, be sure to come on down. You may run into somebody you haven't seen in years and years. You know what I mean? And
it's a family reunion too. It's all of the above.
You never know who you're going to run into when you come down there.
Bring a friend and bring it. It really is. And if you bring your family, and this is for everybody. Like if you're alone on Thanksgiving, come on down. If you've got a whole family of people, come on down.
Right, exactly.
It is really about Thanksgiving, giving thanks, celebrating God, and making sure people have a place to enjoy the day. That's what it's about. In fellowship.
Yeah, I've been telling everybody, come on down for Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to have everything you would have at home except for the mess for you to clean up. We're going to have a mess to clean up.
Pretty much.
But, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you get to literally eat. They're like, oh, good luck to you on cleaning that. No dishes, no pans, no. But we would love to have folks come on out. And again, it'll be on Thanksgiving. Everything will start about 11. It'll be right here on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. Downtown, there's plenty of parking behind the courthouse or across the street, Pioneer Plaza. Plenty, and if you have trouble finding it, just follow your nose to the smell of smoking turkeys and various meats and pies.
And we're still in need for some turkeys, some hams, some canned goods.
So if you'd like to make donations and things like that,
we're still taking donations and stuff.
What's the best way to get in touch with you on that one? Like if people say, "Hey, I heard Jim on there, I get to give him some turkeys." What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, we've been having, we've got a lot of donations already, but we can always, use them and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And it's an opportunity, a lot of people don't go to church where they tithe and this and that and the other. Okay, it's, a chance to give people a chance to get blessed by giving.
Absolutely.
If we could teach the world to give, there wouldn't be any poverty, there wouldn't be any hunger. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I always like to tell people, in our community here, and kind of same vein, little different. I say, if every single person found one of their passions, I don't know if it's helping with homeless, helping with children, helping whatever. Pick your thing, pick your avenue. Helping with pets, I don't know what it is, whatever it is. If everyone picked that one thing and just did that one thing on it, we would have zero problems like that. I'm not asking you to do 20. Like there's some of us that we go out there and we're involved in 30 things. Pick your one thing, whatever it is. Maybe it's coaching youth sports. Maybe it's working with homeless, or maybe it's working with a humane society or animal rescue. Whatever that one thing is, get your passion. If we got 50,000 people, we all, say half with kids. So if 25,000 people in this town just pick their one thing,
with something,
you know how many CASA, whatever it is. I don't care whatever your passion is. You'd find a lot more, lot more opportunities and a lot less people in need. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Yes, sir. But anyway, somebody got some donations they want to drop off. They can drop them off at 109 West 12th Street at Michigan Mutual office.
Okay.
Or at Hope Family Church at 2200 North Garden.
Excellent.
Okay. And like I say, we sent out our invitations and stuff like that. We've passed out, like 3,000, 4,000 flyers and stuff like that, inviting people. We invited God first. Let him have his way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And while we're here, Mike, Laura has this little deal that we do. This
is for after Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir. And go ahead, Laura.
Just put me on the spot right there.
We go ahead. Gotcha.
Exactly, right. He calls it giving you the finger, but it's not the finger that you would hope. But anyway, so what the Lord has laid on my heart, which this is be the second annual.
Which means now it's official tradition.
It's official tradition because it's the second annual, and that's why I called it that, because it is going to be tradition. He urged me to get 77 acres of land outside of the city of Roswell on the way to Rudo, and to build the gospel.
Okay.
So it has a soundtrack that I've narrated and sung.
Okay.
And it has 14 stops that you stop at.
Okay.
And you get to literally live the gospel.
Oh, cool.
For Christmas.
So it's like a drive-through journey of the Christmas, the Christmas gospel, the story of Jesus. Is that kind of
exactly
excellent?
From birth.
So it's like a unique perspective of the story of Jesus' birth. So I love that.
Yes, it's about a 30-minute drive-through. You drive through in the privacy of your own car.
Excellent. So you experience it in your own way. It's not like you're sitting in a play and got everybody, which is fine too. And if your kid play, I encourage those too more though. But I love that. It's a unique way to experience it and hear the reason why Christianity. Well, I would say I'm
it's
arguing.
The reason for the season.
Yes, but at the end of the day, Easter is truly our big holiday, because we would all be just guys without Jesus doing what he did on Easter.
Come on.
That being said, Christmas is right there. I always give everyone's like, because Christmas is this family time and all that. And it's a big, but I always look, as far as Christianity goes, I got to give the nod to Easter as the biggest of the bunch, because we would not be Christians have that holiday not happen.
Well,
yes, sir.
my heart for everything was truly to draw it away from the commercial
and bring it back to
why
we celebrate
why we
this
actually
season
do.
And why Christ is in Christmas.
In a format that you can bring your family to, because a lot of people won't bring their children because it's hard to contain many children, or
that's who needs the message.
Right. And so the way that it is, you get to have all of your children in the vehicle, and all of the children get to have the same experience.
Sure. And they get the same message from it that an
adult would get.
It's simplified enough where a child can embrace it and understand it
at the level,
but not so simple that an adult would not also appreciate it.
Correct.
Kind of
thing, it's something for everyone. And then at the very end, the most important part, in my opinion, is the prayer station. So once you've gone through, if you want to stop, and if your heart's moved to get prayed for or to pray for someone else, you get to fellowship at the end.
Absolutely.
With us.
Just kind of a reminder station. Not that you need one. You can pray anywhere and any way you want to. But sometimes after experiencing something like that, you got a lot on your mind and you got a place to get it off your chest. Share those thoughts.
At the end of it, we've got some hot chocolate, some prayer, some hot dogs, and it's really fun. Last year, Mike, I was out there and people were coming through and they were saying, what a great job she had done, on and on and on. And everybody had a different favorite part.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Communion with Jesus.
Each thing speaks to people in a different, we all thing and what evokes it, and that's a great way to kind of, get, and that's why, and then what the great thing about it, you go through as a family, and then hopefully, after the night's over, you go home and you talk with your kids a little about what they experienced. And,
yes, sir.
And I'm going to take a stab that they're going to have a few questions, and you can help them navigate through those and talk about those and what that means. Because I imagine there's going to be some things that they're not going to understand.
It opens up a dialogue, and that's what my hope was, is to open up dialogue. And my big hope for this year is that people who have gone through will bring a friend that hasn't, and that maybe they'll bring a friend that they've been trying to spread the gospel to, that may need to see it.
a reminder of why we're
Firsthand.
celebrating the season.
Yeah.
But yes, you're going to be, families. We always like times you pick a weekend where you go and drive around to see the Christmas lights.
Correct.
Do that, and that's always an amazing part of the holidays. Well, I'm going to say, add this to that.
Add this to the list.
Your weekend of Christmas light viewing.
Yes.
This will run December 16th through the 21st.
Yes.
And it'll be from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. each of those nights. And like I said, it'll be on West 2nd. The actual address, if you want to plug it into your GPSs to get out there, 6439 West 2nd Street.
It's the old Deer Creek.
Gotcha.
The old Deer Creek.
There you go.
Yes.
Perfect. So, but if you're like, I kind of know, but I don't know, you can put that in your GPS and it'll take you right there.
And I promise you'll see the lights on the way
I
outside.
was about to say, you follow the lights, follow all the, where it
Follow
was
the
normally pretty quiet and dark will now be lit up.
Now be quite lit up. Yes.
But that'll be December 16th through the 21st, and
Yes.
and of course, no reservations, just come and
just
bring your
come.
family and come drive through and experience this for yourselves and your family, and then please participate.
really
Like I
great.
said, get out afterwards and
Yes.
hit the prayer station, have a cup of cocoa or a hot dog or both. You got two hands, one for each, and come and have
There you go.
and come in and celebrate.
And if you're so led, pray about it. Come out and join the prayer team because they're out there all week.
Absolutely.
Every night. So
Is there if folks are listening, said I love this, I'd like to join Laura and help out. What's the best way to? I'm sure you'd love to have them. What's the best way to do that?
just show up on the 16th.
Just
at
come on
5
out the
p.m.
16th. All right, very good, excellent. Come on, or you know what? Track her down next week at Thanksgiving and say, I heard you talk about
Yes.
your Christmas drive-through
I'll
event.
be
I'd
there.
love to be a part of that.
I'll be the big grin with 2 spoons.
Should be the one keeping Jim out of trouble.
Well, I don't know if that's possible, but I will have 2
Jim out of
spoons
trouble.
and a
Just
big
put a
grin.
caveat on that.
So anyway, Mike, we really appreciate you always.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do.
You always
Very
step up
much
and
so.
let us come in and visit with the
Anytime.
city and
This
stuff
is-
like that. Again, Thanksgiving Day.
Come
Yeah.
see, come
Come down hungry. Come down, expecting.
Yeah.
We're going to have a microphone and everything. And like our flyer says, everyone who has breath has something to be thankful for. If you want to tell the city or whoever what you're thankful for, we're going to hand you a microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
This
stuff,
is a community event. We want to come. That's why it's downtown in the heart of the city.
Yes, sir.
It's so
Yeah.
because we want to come one, come all to come be this event. And again, this ain't about income. This ain't about need or want. This is about filling a different cup.
Yeah,
This is it. I mean, yes, if you can't afford dinner and all that, please come. But what we're telling you, I don't care if you're Elon Musk. Get on down here and have turkey
Yeah.
dinner.
it's a great place to fellowship and stuff.
Absolutely.
What I
Well,
mean?
we are so very blessed here in Roswell to even have the ability to gather and do this
Absolutely.
on the courthouse lawn.
The county is very kind to provide the facility for things like this, and we're very grateful.
I think the mayor refers to it as the hootenanny for Jesus.
We'll take it.
Hey, whatever gets you in the door, right?
The
Whatever
fact that we
works,
can
you know.
say Jesus on the courthouse lawn is a blessing.
But anyway, Mike, if anybody has any
Thank
questions, our
you.
phone number is on there.
Yeah. Again, you can reach out 575-626-5358. And again, if you'd like to make donations, pies, whatever, you can drop them off at 109 West 12th Street or
2200 North Garden at Hope Family Church.
Hope Family Church is the other one
Yeah.
there, too.
Yes.
So very good. And again, it's going to be right here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn, Thanksgiving Day, November 28th, beginning at 11 a.m. for our big Thanksgiving gathering with the gig. And then Bee and Bonnet, our Christmas drive-through celebration, that'll be out on 2nd heading towards Ruidoso, beginning December 16th through the 21st. You can come out each night between 6 and 9:30 p.m. Free. Come drive through.
Yes, sir.
I would, if folks are planning, what's a fair time allotment if they've got an hour?
Give yourself an hour.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
If you're there, give yourself an hour. That'll give you
Yeah.
a thorough enough time to experience everything and,
Yes.
and not miss out on something. So,
Yes.
Very good. Now, of course, you're more than welcome to hang longer than that. But,
Exactly.
But
But give
anything
yourself
less than an hour, you're probably not going to get the full experience.
You won't make it through.
Yeah.
It takes an hour.
Well, and I know, especially if they're working in and then we're going to do our Christmas lights, or if they got a
Yeah,
little holiday
no,
party
it takes an
somewhere.
hour.
That way you can kind of
Mhm.
work it in your schedule. Of course, and if they it doesn't work that night, then come back the next night.
Yeah.
We'll get it to it. Anyway, anytime through the 21st, 16th to the 21st, you can come and make plans with your family to come through and enjoy it. And I would say you probably going through a first time, love it, and then grab another set of friends and family and come through a second time.
That's my prayer. That is absolutely what the hope
is. And then folks that came last year, like, oh yeah, we loved it. We're gonna. They'll probably be the first ones out.
There's many eagerly anticipating.
Yeah,
so yes.
They'll be those first vehicles on
Monday.
the 16th at 6:01 p.m. right there going
at the gate.
Very good. Is there anything, guys, that we missed? Anything we wanted to share? Any information that we just spaced over or just failed to talk about?
No, I think we're actually really good, Mike. We appreciate you. I asked the whole city just to keep us in prayer, keep us in prayer for the weather, a hedge of protection around the courthouse lawn. That we've been doing courthouse lawn for 14 years.
I was gonna say as long as I remember.
And I think the only incident we've ever had was a guy that lived up on 8th and Union came down one night and said, "Could you guys please turn the music down?" And I'm like,
"Really?
Really?" I said, "You live on Union?" And hey, yeah. And the music's really loud there.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, you know what's really, really cool? The music brought you down here. What do you need prayer for?"
I'm about to say, maybe that was God's little, little, hey, get your butt down here.
And after I got through praying with him, he says, "The music's not as loud as I thought it was." So, yeah, here we are.
And there you have it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Anyway, we're just believing God for the blessings over Roswell for this year, okay?
Absolutely. And please come join us Thanksgiving Day here. Come out beginning at 11. And of course, while you're there, come. And even if you're not hungry, that's the carrot. We want to come and have you eat. But at the end of the day, this isn't about the turkey. This is about God's love and celebrating thanks and just coming apart. And if you feel like, you know what, I'm very fluent, I don't need to meet a meal, great, come out and help. Serve a dinner, bring some food with you, whatever.
Right.
Let's
pies.
Bring a hug and a smile.
Yeah, you walk in with a pie, ain't no one going to turn you away. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
even people that don't like you come with a pie, they'll at least let you in the door. But come celebrate. Come. It's a celebration.
Yes.
That's what this is. You know, we've been run through the ringer, some of us here over the last couple months here.
Yeah.
You know what? And guess what? We're coming out stronger and battle tested and just better prepared.
Amen.
And so make Thursday as a celebration of that. Hey, yeah, we got handed a big old pile of stink. And guess what? We're coming through better on the other side.
God is still in control.
Hallelujah.
So.
All right.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank
you, Mike. Appreciate you.
We'll see y'all next time.
All right. Come on down.
And we'll do. It is 8:46. Look at that. It was. I just wish I could explain the orchestra what was going on over here while they were doing something. I couldn't really go, so I'm like stalling a little bit. But then it perfectly ends up here. So it's a dance that no one saw on the radio. I just saw it right here when I was talking to you, and made me happy inside. It is 8:47. We're pausing for news. We'll be back.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Artesia General Hospital is honoring Susan Dade, who is retiring after 40 years. Dade's work as a dietitian and diabetes educator has had a profound impact on the community. AGH says Dade helped guide patients through the ups and downs of nutrition and diabetes management with practical advice and steady support. Dade has also served as chair of the New Mexico Diabetes Advisory Council and worked as a certified insulin pump trainer. A reminder that the deadline for government entities and nonprofits to apply for FEMA public assistance is December 1st. The FEMA Public Assistance Program provides supplemental grants to state, tribal, territorial, and local governments and certain types of private nonprofits so communities can quickly respond to and recover from major disasters or emergencies. After an event like the flooding that occurred in Chavez County in October, communities need help to recover their costs for things like debris removal, emergency protective measures, and restoring public infrastructure. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Football playoffs continue tonight and tomorrow. Let's start with tonight's matchup between NMMI and St. Mike's. It'll be in Roswell. NMMI is the 5th seed in Class 3A with a 9-3 record. Top-seeded St. Mike's comes in with an undefeated 11-0 mark. That starts at 7 o'clock this evening. Meanwhile, Dexter is also 11-0. They'll be playing in Las Vegas against third-seeded Robertson. That's tomorrow at 1 o'clock. These are both state semifinals for Class 3A. And you've got the Roswell Coyotes playing tomorrow at 1 at the Woolpool. Roswell, the top seed in Class 5A. They are 9-1 against fourth-seeded Gadsden, which is 8-3. Gadsden last week beat Los Alamos 43-14. Roswell was dismissing Highland by a 42-0 count. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
I'm James Flippin. U.S. stocks finished higher yesterday as, broadly speaking, investors rotated out of positions in tech in favor of stocks that are linked to the broader economy as a whole. Names like Home Depot, Goldman Sachs, and industrials giant Caterpillar performed well. Home sales are up. According to the National Association of Realtors, sales of previously owned homes went up 3.4% from September to October. Also, a nearly 3% increase from October 2023, and that was the first annual increase in more than 3 years, coming just before a sharp drop in mortgage rates, bringing home buyers off the fence after a slow summer. Today's economic reports include the S&P Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI for November, as well as the final Consumer Sentiment Report for November. The Justice Department wants a federal court to force Google to sell off its popular Chrome web browser as part of an antitrust case. The request comes after a court ruled in August that the company holds a monopoly in the online search market. And ahead of Thanksgiving, turkey prices are down a bit from last year, down about 6%. And several Thanksgiving items are also down, including pumpkin pie mix, frozen peas, and sweet potatoes. That's the Market Report. I'm James Flippin.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
Police officer and canine handler Jacob Russell Chaffins was fatally shot while attempting to serve warrants for domestic violence offenses. Thanks to friends like you, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation gave the Chaffins family the gift of a mortgage-free home. There's so much more to do to say thank you to our nation's heroes and their families for their immense sacrifices for us. Help Tunnel to Towers to lift up these heroes and their families. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2T.org.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Our weekend looks nice. Temperatures will be on a slow warming trend, about 70 for the afternoon high today. High pressure is hanging out over the Four Corners area, so we get sunshine. The wind should stay fairly light. Overnight, we're in the low to mid 30s and clear, and then right around 70 to 75 for the high on Saturday and Sunday. We're in the mid to upper 70s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says yes. The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say yes. No social security number or ITIN number? Yes. No driver's license? Yes. It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says yes. If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say yes. Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say yes to you. Yes. Get zero down, zero payments till fall, plus up to $4,000 more for your trade. Yes. On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd. Yes!
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted. First American Bank is committed to supporting small businesses in New Mexico. If you need a loan, mobile banking, or treasury management products, we're here to help you succeed. As your business resource, And as always, your trusted partner, First American Bank, your community bank since 1903, equal housing lender.
The Black Friday Price Slasher clearance event is on now at Roswell Nissan with prices slashed across the lot. Like a 2023 Nissan Rogue slashed just $338 a month. 2021 Nissan Altima slashed just $308 a month. Or a 2019 Buick Encore slashed just $247 a month. Then join Roswell Nissan November 23rd for your chance to win a $400 Walmart shopping spree. The drawing will be held at 1 p.m. sharp. The Black Friday Price Slasher clearance event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he's from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 55 minutes after 8 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour, here about 9:15 or so. Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will join us. Of course, tomorrow is their big Holiday with Friends event that's happening at the Archives facility. It's kind of a, I guess, I don't want to say replacement, but an opportunity for the Holiday Magic Arts and Crafts Show, which is a tradition here in Roswell this time of year at the Convention and Civic Center. Well, because of the flooding, they had to cancel this year. So there's been a few events put together to kind of maybe supplement a little bit to give folks a chance to get those traditions that you love from the Holiday Magic Show, but also a chance for some of these vendors that really, that's a big loss of income for them to not have the Holiday Magic Show. This is their living for some of these folks. So this is they have a Holiday with Friends event that's going to be at the Archives facility tomorrow to help with some of those. We'll talk more about that with Amy. I've also heard, and I unfortunately don't have more details, but I think next weekend they're doing something similar at the Liberty with some of the other artists too. And I highly recommend you go to both the events to support these artists and find some really good stuff too. But we'll talk with Amy next hour about that a little bit here with that event there. A couple of things do want to put on your radar. Of course, Happy Honda Days are here right now at Roswell Honda, and that means you can get a great new ride just in time for and find some of the best deals of the year. Like right now, they got real low percentage rates on financing for some of the Hondas you know and love, like 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on the Honda Passport, 3.9% for 60 months or 4.9% for 72 months on the Honda Pilot and Honda Accord, and 4.9% for 60 months or 5.9% for 72 months on the Honda Odyssey, the Honda Civic, and the Honda Ridgeline. And with the holidays here, and you're thinking, well, I got Christmas gifts to buy. Great news is no payments until 2025 on approved credit too. So you can make no payments on that new vehicle until after the holidays. Plus, Roswell Honda is hooking folks up with 22-quart roasting pans and other gift cards and other great stuff to help your holiday feast as well too. So it's Happy Honda Days happening right now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd here in Roswell. Swing on by and see the great selection of vehicles they've got for you right now. And if you need a turkey roaster. Oh, I should turn your mic on.
Turn me on.
So I was doing my business. But yeah, get on by there.
Yes.
So.
Happy Honda Days to you and to yours.
and to you as well.
Thank you.
I was doing the peace be with you and also with
and
you.
also with you.
We lift up our hearts. But yes, head on down there. And then, of course, don't forget football tomorrow. Coyote playoff football, 1 o'clock right here on Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com video. Bulldogs, 990 a.m. They'll be playing at 1 o'clock as well tomorrow. And at KSVP TV in the Bulldog channel there.
Gonna be a busy weekend.
Absolutely.
Get your football fix.
Yeah.
And so get your fixins ready for Thanksgiving.
That's right. I'm gonna
gonna get the turkey situation because I'm hoping. I love leftover. Like my favorite part of Thanksgiving. Of course, I love Thanksgiving meal.
Sure,
but it's the afterwards. I love the 2 days of turkey and things afterwards. Nothing makes me happier than that. Now, about third day, I'm sick of it.
And that's the thing.
2 days, I love it.
But that's the beauty of it. Is this is it's the addict's favorite holiday because you can burn yourself out on something and be like, no, I've had my fill. Not till next year.
Yeah. But I'm a little, since it's not in my house, I'm fearing that I'm going to have less of that.
Less leftovers?
Yes. I mean, they always send stuff home with us.
That's what I'm saying. Just take your Tupperware with you.
Yeah.
Can you guys fill us up for the road?
I can't. What'll happen is her mom will just give us a bunch of, it's the whole, I can't. Even if I did that, they wouldn't even put it in there. They put it in their own and take it with. It's just how they roll. But anyway. I'm just fearful that I don't have and they don't give me enough turkey. I'm like, why do you get so much stuffing? Not enough turkey. And then like this much gravy. This ain't helping.
There you go.
Ratios.
Bring Mike your leftovers from Thanksgiving. He'll want them.
And pro tip, make more gravy than you think you need because you never have enough.
That's right.
All right. It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Arousal, New Mexico. Make more gravy.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. She is President-elect Trump's new choice for Attorney General.
Well, I was a prosecutor. I was a homicide prosecutor for 18 years. I was Florida's first female Attorney General, and I was special advisor to Donald Trump, Office of White House Counsel, but most importantly, I'm his friend.
Former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi at a Trump campaign rally in North Carolina a while ago. Bondi is the AG nominee after Matt Gaetz withdrew his name from consideration. Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth has met with Republican senators insisting that he's innocent of sexual assault allegations dating back to 2017. Hegseth says there was an investigation, adding that he was completely cleared. Longtime Democratic U.S. Senator Bob Casey of Pennsylvania finally conceding the race to Republican challenger Dave McCormick. Casey saying,
as the first count of ballots is completed, Pennsylvanians can move forward with the knowledge that their voices were heard, whether their vote was the first to be counted or the last.
McCormick's win means Republicans will have a 53-47 Senate majority next year. Russia says it was a new kind of hypersonic missile it unleashed on Ukraine yesterday.
What the Russians are trying to do is to try and intimidate the Ukrainians and their Western backers from pushing back any further and to gain as much as they can for the next 60 days until the inauguration of Donald Trump.
Former U.S. intel officer, Russia expert Angela said Moscow is retaliating after President Biden allowed Ukraine to fire long-range U.S.-made missiles deep into Russian territory. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow is up 293 points, the Nasdaq better by 25, and the S&P is up 21 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Running a business is tough.
A second Australian teen has died after drinking tainted alcohol in Laos.
Holly Bowles had been in a critical condition in a hospital in Bangkok for days following the poisoning in Laos more than a week ago. Her friend, another Australian teenager, and a British woman also died. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had called the incident
every parent's very worst fear.
Officials earlier said an American and 2 Danish tourists had also died following reports that multiple people had been sickened in a town popular with backpackers. The US State Department on Friday issued a health alert for citizens Americans traveling in Laos, warning of suspected methanol poisoning in Van Vieng. I'm Karen Shabazz.
China is going to expand visa-free entry to citizens of 9 more countries as it seeks to boost tourism and business travel to help revive its sluggish economy. People from those countries will be able to enter China without a visa starting at month's end. News and analysis at townhall.com. Where were you in 63? If you were around, chances are you remember what happened 61 years ago today.
The nation is marking 61 years since President John F. Kennedy was assassinated as his motorcade passed through downtown Dallas on November 22, 1963. Even after over 6 decades, conspiracy theories about what happened that day still swirl, and the desire to follow every thread of information hasn't waned. President-elect Donald Trump made promises over the summer that if re-elected, he would declassify the remaining records. At this point, only a few thousand of millions of pages of records related to the assassination have been released. Keith Peters reporting.
J.D. Vance's election as vice president has opened up one of Ohio's U.S. Senate seats. For the third time in as many years, Governor Mike DeWine will be filling the vacancy. He'll name someone to the appointment post. Town Hall.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Hope all of you are having a wonderful Friday.
Hope all the dreams come true for you and for yours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff.
Indeed.
And you wish upon a star. That's your dream come.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the road trip next week, getting away from it all.
Oh, yeah.
I love going to Oklahoma around this time of year. A bunch
Are you
of
going
trees.
solo or the kids coming?
Me and the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, me and the kiddos. Yeah, Rhiannon was all shook up yesterday thinking that because of my battery issue that I was just going to cancel the road trip. So she had a little mini meltdown at school and clarified, "Hun, things are fine.
Yep.
We're gonna get there. Even if we have to Greyhound it, we're gonna get there."
Yep.
That would be a fun experience. I want to say I was probably around Rhiannon's age, about 11. I might have been a little younger. My parents stuck me and my sister. We had just moved to New Mexico. They put me and my sister on a Greyhound bus. My sister, who was 5 years older than me, so still a teenager.
Right.
On a Greyhound bus and sent us to Oklahoma for a week. It's miraculous that all the chips fell into place that we didn't die during that trip, but that was definitely an adventure. That was a fun little trip. It was the first time I actually was like, ooh, I'm all by myself.
My brother and I had a similar kind of situation. Not on a bus, though. They put me on a plane.
Okay.
It was not Christmas or Thanksgiving or nothing. I believe it was for the summer. During the summers, my brother and I, but then my brother, as he got a little older, we'd go to visit my grandparents in upstate New York for 2 weeks. We lived in Maryland. And it's a 6-hour trip by vehicle and all that. Normally what we do was, Dad and Mom would drive us to a spot in Pennsylvania. They'd meet. It's Frockville, Pennsylvania, if you really care. We'd meet in Frockville, Pennsylvania, which is roughly halfway between Shenango Bridge, New York, and Maryland, where I live, Waldorf.
Right.
And so we'd stop there, and it usually is a state park, and we go swimming, and Grandma would have a picnic of her buttered sandwiches and what have you.
Nice.
And then I'd go hop in the car with Grandma and Grandpa, and then head to New York, and then 2 weeks later they'd go. But one year they couldn't do the meetup to go back, so it was one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so they flew us. No, it was two, because they flew us from Maryland to New York, and it was just my brother and I. And I was the older, obviously. I'm 5 years older than my brother, so I was probably 13, 12.
It's always scary when you're 12, 13 in that
Yeah.
situation. You look around, you're like, oh my God, I'm the responsible one.
Well, here was the cool part, because it was back where they had the handler for us.
Right,
They didn't
the
put the
unaccompanied
tags and all
minors
that.
thing.
Yeah, they did all that for us. But that was the first time I ever been on an airplane too.
Mhm.
So it was like a whole, like, we're gonna be on an airplane, and I remember they stuck us in the very last seats of the plane, the two thinger, 2 and 2 on each side.
Right.
And apparently on this particular plane, this was the 1980s, this was a while ago, they stored literally a brown grocery bag full of all the honey roasted nuts that were
nice
that were for the flight. And if my brother and I figured out if we squeezed our hands between the two seats, we could reach into the bag and pull out nuts.
So you guys had a nut bar.
So literally, my brother and I, and they knew we were doing it and didn't care because we were little kids. They
Right.
saw us and didn't care. We
now,
weren't
were they
sneaking.
packages of peanuts?
Yeah, they were like the little
right.
things with the.
I just
12
for some reason imagine a
Like a
brown
loose
bronze
leaf.
paper bag full of loose nuts.
Yeah, just a loose nuts back there.
Like stewardesses go back there with one of those things, the scoops you get ice out of an ice machine.
Yeah, exactly. It was a whole bulk food section back there.
I got served a highlight mitt full of nuts. It was the weirdest thing.
And then there was a barrel of cherry gummy colas.
Stuff was weird in the 80s. I don't know.
But we figured it out, and we each probably about, and they knew.
Sure.
They saw us do it, but I saw the smirks and get excited. But yeah, it was cool. It was a fun. And to this day, I get on planes like, hey, let me check. Hold on. No nuts.
I miss when petty theft was looked at as precocious. You know,
Yeah.
back in the day when I was a kid, it was still cute.
Well, I'm sure they're free nuts. They're just, I'm guessing there's a few people on the next flight that didn't get their nuts.
Yeah.
My brother and I ate your
He had your stock.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we ate about $30 of honey roasted nuts at the end of the day.
What I remember was my Aunt Kathleen picked us up at the Greyhound station in Oklahoma City. We rode, I rode in the back of her pickup truck to the Waffle House.
Okay.
This is the first time I'd ever been to a Waffle House. Now, you present a Waffle House menu to a young boy, I'm going to get it scattered, smothered, covered, topped, and whipped. And I did. And then later, my Aunt Kathleen's front door was also scattered, smothered, covered, topped, and whipped. Because in my sleep-addled brain, I thought that was the bathroom door. I didn't quite make it in time.
No.
Yeah, so.
That reminds me of, I don't know if I've told this story or not, but when I was in the Scouts, I did get a chance to go to Philmont Scout Ranch in Cimarron, New Mexico. I came from Maryland, so it was a little different. It was a 3-day bus trip. The bus broke down in the middle of nowhere. It was an experience. However, the 3-day bus trip back from New Mexico to the first night on the bus going from Philmont to wherever we were staying that night, somewhere in Oklahoma.
Right.
But we stopped at a smorgasbord for dinner. And they had this merry-go-round, this big giant merry-go-round where they just put various foods on the merry-go-round.
Really?
And you just took what you want.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, pull back the curtain. I just got spent the last 2 weeks backpacking through Philmont and all this. You don't eat a lot of real food.
Yeah, I'm
during
guessing
that
like a
time.
lot of like
a lot of dehydrated
MREs
a lot of
and stuff like that.
Not even MRE, stuff that you literally have to add water to make it palatable. It's freeze-dried stuff.
Right.
You know, occasionally you got your cheese spreads, your gummy cheeses with your biscuits and all that. But it was so it was literally 2 weeks of that.
Right.
And now I'm sitting here and they're rolling through burgers and there's a piece of chicken, there's fried chicken. I mean, it was literally, and so I ate. And I was 15 or 16, wherever I was at that time.
Yeah, so you were a bottomless pit.
Yeah, exactly. And I never ate so much. And I got to the point where I literally got sick in the bathroom. And I puke and rallied at a smorgasbord.
That's a boot and rally right there.
I boot and rallied at a smorgasbord because I got done and I said, I ain't even hit the dessert bar yet.
That's right.
And then I proceeded to have about 3 sundaes afterward.
That's fantastic. I've never been to one, but one of my goals in life is to go to one of those conveyor belt sushi bars.
Uh-huh.
At least there, the portions
cool.
are small,
yeah.
but just to have access to food that's just being presented to me.
The problem with that one is you feel like a gluttonous pig at the end because you've eaten probably a normal amount of food, but because everything's on a little plate,
you got to stack
by the time you're
them.
done, you got to stack a little
Right.
plates. I was like, God, I'm a gluttonous pig.
I really feel like a fatty. They could have come over and given me some table service.
But yeah, we did. I did a full-on sushi bar years ago.
There's only a few left in the country, actual smorgasbords that actually do it like that. But for those who've never been, think like buffet on steroids, basically.
And this one was a big carousel. It was literally, it just rotated around, and you just sit there and like, here comes the chocolate cake. Here comes the pie.
You're eyeballing other people's selections, like, don't you dare! Hey! Get your hands off that pork chop.
That's mine. Dibs.
Yeah.
The lick dibs.
Go ahead, take it. If you want it, you wanted it so bad, take it.
I got so many tater tots in school. I think now that's considered bullying.
You also figure out who the weird kids are. They're like, all right.
Right? So? Yeah, but, oh, man.
That's what God gave me an immune system. I'm going to power through it.
I'm pretty sure that was the most I ever ate at one setting, was that one. And I've had some settings. Don't get me wrong. I've put away food in my younger days.
So this Thanksgiving, be like Mike. Put it away. Go bottomless pit. And when you think you've had enough, hit the bathroom, boot and rally, and get back to work.
Well, and I don't do it now as often. I do still have the ability sometimes. Like every once in a while, my wife will look at me like, "What did you just do?" And the most recent one that happened to me like that was when Jersey Mike's opened up here, and I got the giant cheesesteaks up.
Yep.
And if you haven't seen that thing, it's literally this big. It's literally
it's about yay big.
I'm pretty sure it's the size of a leg.
Yeah, it's a massive
small
sandwich.
child's leg. But anyway, I ate the whole thing, and because Kip was like, "Well, where's your leftovers?"
Right here.
About here. And she's like, "You ate that whole thing?" I was like, "Uh-huh. Quite frankly, I want something else."
I'm kind of jonesing for some pie.
Like I go for some
maybe a little pudding.
Some cookies or something, maybe.
Pudding.
But, so yeah, I do have that ability to be a tank, be a bottomless tank.
I've really lost that over the years. I have become very much an eyes are bigger than my stomach person.
Now, granted, it's not as often, but every once in a while I'll get hungry and then I'll be like, yeah, I'll shut you down if you let me. But yeah, I don't have it as often. But every once in a while, I'll be like, yeah, I'm ready to eat. Let's do this. And
I'm from the Midwest. If I don't clean a plate, I'm disappointed in myself. You know,
well, I can't go to a buffet and go once. I still can't, even to this day.
Same.
I'm like, why am I here if I'm doing that?
I've really put off taking Rhiannon, or my kids in general, but Rhiannon specifically, to the Golden Corral because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to pay for a buffet and she's going to eat chicken fingers.
Right. And I always got to go 3 runs at Golden Corral because I got to get 1 plate of food. I got to get a 2nd plate of food, and I ain't leaving without my ice cream.
Of course not. Yeah, that's you're weird if you do.
While y'all are messing around with the chocolate fountain, I'm over at the soft serve ice cream thing going, dibs.
I respect that you didn't go salad, food, dessert.
Oh, I don't even, be honest, I barely know the salad bar exists.
Now, I like a nice,
only time I go over
cream.
there is if I have a hankering for tuna fish or clam chowder.
Fair. I always hit up the cold bar there just because they have the pickled stuff.
Yeah, I like a good salad bar. When I get there, I'm like, I ain't wasting my time in no salad bar.
It's been a minute since I've been. Do they still have, right where the salad bar is, if you turn around, they had what I could only refer to as the old people food bar?
Oh, no, that's gone.
Oh,
it's
is it?
all one big long thing.
Okay,
now.
they didn't take away my turnip greens, though, right?
I think you can get them in
they
one
better.
Thing. But,
it's like that was like my one seed.
So basically how it is now is you got the one salad bar, and then there's the little start to the hot station, and that goes around to the carving station.
Gotcha.
And then and then it voyeurs on down that way, and then if you keep going down, that's when you hit the dessert bar.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I know the one you're talking about. That's now seating.
Nice. Okay, so it's been integrated into the buffet itself.
Exactly.
I respect it.
Yes, but now I'm ready to hit a buffet.
I know. Getting hungry.
I think Amy's here. I thought I heard her enter. Amy, hold on.
He's in hiccup mode.
There it is. All right, it's gone away. It's passed. All right. Amy McVeigh is going to join us here with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico in just a few minutes. Of course, tomorrow's a big Holiday with Friends event tomorrow at the Historical Society's archive facility. So we'll talk more about that with her in just a few minutes.
Indeed.
Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with newses of the local variety. If you're lucky, I'll work that Cowboys report in for you.
Yeah, if you need
it. Whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. But first, your weather. A nice weather, at least for this weekend.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Our weekend looks nice. Temperatures will be on a slow warming trend, about 70 for the afternoon high today. High pressure is hanging out over the Four Corners area, so we get sunshine. The wind should stay fairly light. Overnight, we're in the low to mid 30s and clear, and then right around 70 to 75 for the high on Saturday and Sunday. We're in the mid to upper 70s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 71%. Winds are calm at the moment. If you like nice weather, you're going to love this next few days. Today, not quite 70, 69 our official high today, but pretty nice. Sunny, 69. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, it is the desert. Drops down to freezing tonight. Clear skies, overnight low of 32. Southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny skies, expect a high of 71 tomorrow. So if you're going to go out to the Wool Bowl for a semifinal playoff matchup, you should go. We will have it for you on the radio and video, but if you're here, get out to the Wool Bowl. You can watch it later, but tell your out-of-town friends and family. That's for the videos for. If you're here, you should be at the Wool Bowl. But weather will be nice for that. Sunny 71 with winds out of the south 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, cloudy mostly clear with an overnight low of 39 degrees. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Mid-70s on Sunday. Sunny and 74 with west winds at around 5 miles per hour. 43 for an overnight low Sunday night. And then looking at your Thanksgiving holiday week, 67 Monday, 68 on Tuesday, 70 on Wednesday, but then we drop down to 54 on Thanksgiving Day. But overall, can't complain. Pretty nice week overall weather-wise there. All right, 9:21. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then Amy McVeigh will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Tim Keller once wrote, "It's one thing to be grateful, it's another thing to give thanks. Gratitude is what you feel. Thanksgiving is what you do." The word Thanksgiving has two parts. There's both thanks and giving. As our own community and those communities around us have faced fire and floods this past year, I've truly seen Thanksgiving in action. People have given out of their blessings. Whether it's been time, food, supplies, or money, we've seen so many come together to give to those who have lost so much. We must remember to continue this heart of giving throughout the year, not just in times of crisis. There is always time for gratitude, and there's always an opportunity to give. 1 Thessalonians 5 reads, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ." No matter where we find ourselves, we must remember to thank God for all He's blessed us with, and in turn, share our blessings with those around us.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, "Judge yourself so you won't be judged." It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla Español.
When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says yes. The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say yes. No social security number or ITIN number? Yes. No driver's license? Yes. It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says yes. If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say yes. Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say yes to you. Yes. Get zero down, zero payments till fall, plus up to $4,000 more for your trade. Yes. On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Yes! It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh is back with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Well, it's been busy. I know, the Historical Society, it's kind of where it's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on.
That's true. We've done some cleanup. Shout out to New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy. We had 15 amazing cadets out helping us. Elaine Mayfield was out there, Fred Boggs, Stacy Rocha. And that's why we, for anybody listening, did we have major damage to the Historical Society from the floods? No. Did we have damage? We did have a little. And we had a little cleanup. And we're working through that. Mm-hmm. And if you want more information about this, let us know. So we had...
Come by tomorrow.
When the dust... That's true. when the dust settled, we needed Youth Challenge out to come out, take stuff out. So they were out there. So straight up, I literally fell to help them. I was biffing it, working, came right up, and so shout out to them.
Well, and they've been doing that all over town.
They have.
Not just for Historical Society, but for neighborhoods and businesses and all
we
kinds
took a moment yesterday. I had them outside for about 5 minutes just talking about the history of Roswell, talking about their impact on the history of Roswell. I think we get so busy cleaning and doing. I wanted them to take a moment and realize they're part of history.
You know what?
And what they do, how they do it.
Not that they do great things with every cadet, every class, and everything over there. But I'm going to say this particular class of kids, because of what they went through, have got a little bit more out of probably this session than some other students would get. Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to tell you, a special group. We're having to make scholarship decisions, and we're like, oh, my
But it's
goodness.
kind of like the world put them almost in the right place at the right time. And I think at the end of the day, all the great work they've been doing for the community, I think every single one of those young men and women that are a part of this are going to come out better equipped and better, whatever pursuits they have, they're going to have more tools to do that.
I agree.
More things in the toolbox to do that.
That's right. Also, I'm thinking about huge shout out to everybody from Representative Hembry to just our sweet little regular prayer warriors. We have been meeting at the polls from Tom Blake's to
we're doing that every
Nate
Wednesday.
Marsh to many churches represented.
Yeah.
I love that. It's all churches. It's everybody. We've got a sweet little ladies, Karen Story, and some friends from Grace Community Church. We have, so we will not be praying at the poll next week because of Thanksgiving.
No,
and then we'll start up every other Wednesday.
You want to go there and do it yourself? No one to stop
and
you?
I stand corrected. You're exactly right. I will not be there. Thank you. And
But
you know
it is
what?
right there. If you
That's
want to go and say a prayer,
you're right.
Please.
Yep. Oh, for
all
sure.
means go there.
I love it.
And
yes.
Now don't go try to go inside or not. You know it'll be there. But at the flagpole,
poll,
I invite you to look at the bricks, say a prayer.
Yes.
Take it in
and
a
if
little
you
bit.
haven't stopped by and you think, what is, and I was just asked Mike, I love these crazy questions. What's the point? What is the point at being at the poll every week? And
What's
I'm like,
the point for anything we do in life?
well, first of all, we want to honor our flags.
Sure.
Secondly, we have a beautiful presentation that you're talking about with the bricks and the marker of the family and the flags. But secondly, with everything we're going on, yes, you're right. We're going to be at the poll. No, we're trying to have a little organized manner every Wednesday.
And then we will.
But
we're going to take a holiday week off next week.
Oh, you're better. And honestly, I'll probably be there. I'm going to be inside finishing if I could be so honest. So if you call me and you want to swap out at the poll, let's
we'll put
be
this way, I
honest.
imagine there's a group
You're
out there
probably going to see him. You're going to see my car there. So it's all good. And thank you for everybody for supporting that. And I just love it. We've had people walk up. We've had All Saints there. You know,
it's a grassroots thing.
Yes,
it's just nothing formal, nothing official.
Yes.
It's just, hey, let's come in and be humans.
I believe
and
sweet
celebrate.
little Karina's walked. She lives in the historical district. Mm-hmm. Our poll is open to anybody and everybody, from our leaders. We've had city council people there down to any individual. So thank you for that. But we are getting excited about tomorrow, Mike.
Tomorrow is we've been talking about it for a few weeks now. Yeah. Holiday with Friends event is tomorrow at the Archives facility. It'll get underway here at 10 a.m. and it goes pretty much all day till about 4 o'clock. And unfortunately, we can't bring all of our
if we could, we would,
our folks from Holiday Magic.
That's
but
right.
We do have some of the favorites that are going to be there. And in case you're all like, what's going on here? Yeah, every year the Holiday Magic Arts and Crafts Show is a tradition here in Roswell. Happens, in the Convention and Civic Center.
Right. It's been at the fairgrounds to Civic Center.
As long as I remember, and long before that too. And unfortunately, because of the flooding, they had to cancel this year. However, for some of these vendors, this is income needed to
including
live.
us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
yes,
right.
And
so we can't bring everybody, but they did a little thing, and I've also heard, and I wish I had more details. I don't. I heard they're doing kind of a similar event next weekend at the Liberty. That's exactly right.
The pop-up at the Liberty.
Yeah, and I would tell you, please go this weekend. Go to both.
I think they have double the vendors we have because they have the room. Huge shout out to the Liberty and Josh and everybody.
So
and
I want you to go to both.
We'll be there too, Mike.
Oh,
so
excellent. Good.
John LeMay will be there autographing books. I think he might be bringing another author also. So if for some reason you want to purchase books and you're unable or not available tomorrow, you can stop by the pop-up Holiday Liberty event that next weekend.
But I would please support both. Please come to both and support
that one starts at 9.
Okay.
I believe it's 9.
And I'm sure if you go to thelibertyinc.com,
yes.
that's their website, and they'll have more accurate details there on that.
Well, and I think we're just all coming together to honor. And like I said, Holiday Magic is quite historical, as others are. My mom helped start it, and I just respect those ladies. Deborah Lucas stopped by yesterday, and I love this. Well, it's not a problem. She was being organized and challenged because she's got a lot of orders.
I'm about to say,
and we're limited on space, so she was getting organized and seeing what we can put where.
I feel like that's
everybody.
A woman that needs a commercial kitchen. You know what I mean?
You know what? She probably could have filled up the
maybe she
archives.
does. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure she's like at her home making all these
really
things.
Could.
But the volume of requests that woman has, she probably needs to open her own bakery.
Mike, what I would give anything for her to have cooked in the museum. Can you imagine that aroma?
Oh yeah, you wouldn't even need to advertise. You wouldn't need me. You just put her in the kitchen, start baking, and then open the doors.
She just opened the doors.
Open the doors, and everybody show up.
So I do believe, from my understanding, if you've pre-ordered with Deborah Lucas, she'll have that, but also she'll have extras. We've got a lot of other amazing people.
Oh yeah.
And just for the record, Donna Blake Birchall, I know we were going to get her on the phone, and we haven't been able to. She's really excited to be here tomorrow.
Last week when John was
that's
on.
good.
Her and John, we had a great conversation with her and John last week.
That's good. So she'll be there, and take that as an opportunity, even if you have birthdays in January, whatever. Her work limits her on how much she can get down here, so make sure and stock up on Donna Blake Birchall autographed books.
And I'm telling you, she's kind of, if we had our conversation last time, of course we talked about their books, but kind of her side passion is the paranormal investigations
it really
and stuff.
Is.
So
it's
if you
fun.
love that kind of, please go talk to her about that on Saturday. Sure. She would love to, and she has a few books on the matter too that she can pick up. But she actually goes on some of the events because we talked about it. I was like, do you see? Because I watch I do like to watch those Ghost Adventures and those shows, and you see it on TV, and you're like, wow, that's crazy. But I'm sorry, if you're in that room and that book moves or that light, that's different than watching it on TV.
No, it's true.
And so
it's true.
I really wanted to pick her brain about that.
That's
but she's going to be
She'll
there.
She'll be there.
Yeah.
So Donna will have her table. John will have his. One of our own members, Danielle Gonzalez, is amazing and I love pulling New Mexico in. Let's celebrate New Mexico and our history. She does. Yeah. From her stickers to putting Christmas cards to fun things. So Danielle Gonzalez will be there.
Usually she's always at the fair too. Look for her booth at the fair.
She's so good. Well, and then at the main market.
Yeah, she's out there too.
Angela Strange, the Strange family are members of the society. They volunteer quite frequently. Angela Strange will be there with her homemade journals and bookmarks. Those are amazing little gifts for family and fun things like that. Trina Padilla,
Is Josiah going to show up as JP White or anybody on?
Hey, you know what? With
that's kind of his known for.
Corbin's been on lately. They both make.
They're both doing it.
Well, they never seem to amaze me.
By the way,
they celebrate history and they do great things.
They're also talented musicians because I remember about 3 years ago, maybe I was doing the Roswell Communal Theater's Santa's Talent Search.
Oh yes,
and the Stranges performed.
Of course they
did amazing.
Of course they did because they do so many different things. They're amazing.
They're jack of all trades and probably masters several too.
So they're amazing. Trina Padilla. I don't like to say I have favorites, but she is one of them. She has been part of the Holiday Magic for many years. She has such unique handmade gifts. And I was looking, she makes tabletop trees, and obviously I love them because I have 5 at my house and 2 at the museum.
I don't think you can own one tabletop tree. I feel like once you get one, they come.
Oh my goodness. And we were cleaning up in the basement, and poor Elaine was down there, and there's more of Trina's trees down there. They're everywhere. Trina, I love you. So baby Ralph's like, okay, Amy, enough with the Trina.
Like, don't let Amy near the trees. Because you will get more.
They're setting up today. Maybe
She's
I just need to stay away.
Of mini trees.
I have a Trina addiction. I'm not going to lie.
You can build your own mini Sherwood forest with all these trees.
You know what though? I love that we love, and it makes us happy. I love that we love. Now, should have been Annie. Kim Conley is a dear friend of mine. We go back to floral arranging and everything else. She's amazing with these hat bars that are coming through,
about that.
and a lot of personality. And if you know Kim, she's got the personality as well as I do.
And this is going to be stuff that guys would even be, like trucker hats and stuff.
Fun things.
Because I'm thinking mostly it's going to be women. They're going to be more into the Christmas decor.
But they're good gifts.
But guys, she's probably got some really cool stuff.
Her. She's now, with everything being said and all of these people, we're all limited on our space.
The archives facility only holds about 70 people, so we were very limited in our room.
And that's what I meant to tell everybody. And I know everybody may want to come at 10, but that would be
I know
nice
your Deborah Lucas people will be there at 10. You're not going to stop them.
That's true.
They will come.
Right.
But if you're wanting other things than Deborah, please come at noon. Come at 2.
That's true. Well, and that's true too. But I respect. It's getting fun and exciting.
I get it. If your quest is pumpkin rolls, there is nothing we can do to say or do to stop them from coming at 10 o'clock.
That is true.
But all I'm saying is please be mindful and patient, and if Black Friday occurs, be mindful.
A line or whatever. That's so funny. Now, Desert Cowgirl, Georgia, but she's amazing with turquoise jewelry, and so we'll have a little bit of flair of that.
Excellent.
And then
that's always you can't live in the Southwest and not have some turquoise jewelry.
That's a great gift.
Yeah.
And last but definitely not least, the famous Pecos Valley Chili Company. They have been blessing us and spicing up our life since I can remember.
If you are a person that grates on people and tends to not get invited to parties and want to get invited to parties, buy about 12 of those jugs of that stuff and just bring that. And even if they don't like you, they'll let you in because of that.
Because that on cream cheese, you're golden.
Bring some crackers.
And I think they have options spicy, but some things that weren't mentioned while I'm thinking about it. We'll be having hot cider. It's just any donation. Any purchase at the Historical Society book tables, you'll get a great collectible bag and some fun things. We'll have some herd print displays going on. Those promotions will only happen tomorrow. A couple of other things while I'm thinking about it. We are continuing to collect loose change. So clean out your car and your purse and bring your loose change. And we will also have a jar. We continue. I was just working with the Morning Garden Club yesterday on Relief Aid. I know our sweet little Morning Garden Club that's been meeting since beginning. I believe
they're the reason why. Well, not so much now because it's winter, but in the spring, that's why it's so beautiful out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we collected over 15 gift cards. The Historical Society is very intentional to continue helping. We can never do enough, but we'll keep trying. So we will have a jar there. And we have been working with numerous churches and getting gift cards out. I know we have done everything from help with Home Depot gift cards to grocery store gift cards and just fun things.
And these have served in as catch-all situations where people, they're going to FEMA or going to their resource to get big things, but then sometimes needs aren't met. and we're like, hey, here's a gift card. Go get
Yes.
that done.
Well, and like the Morning Garden Club, Mike,
Yeah.
they're really trying to be intentional right before Thanksgiving and stuff. So I think bringing the holiday spirit and just uplifting, whether you pray at the pole, whether we can give you a little gift card. Anyway, so we will be taking a collection jar.
Excellent.
We keep our spreadsheets. We've got it lined up. Miss Robin is amazing. She's got every receipt and every time that's gone out. But anyway, we can help with that. We want to continue. This isn't over.
No.
And it's not going to be over for a long time.
This has
We'll
always
continue.
been, as long as I've been a part, and certainly you've been a part here, has been part of the historical side. Yes, our day job is to preserve that museum and allow it in the archives and allow it to be available for generations of human beings to come. That is the tentpole mission of the Historical Society. But it's a part of the community. It's part of the family, and everything about it is the community, and it's the history. And then guess what? It's the history of us, people. Yeah. And we're a part of that, and everything.
All people.
All
people.
Yeah,
North, south, east, west.
Everybody. And everything's history, whether it's something that's a date in a book, an event, or if it's, the restaurants down the street and the community and the of cultural and civic events that we all were staples. Yeah. All of that is our history. But all of that is also part, and this is something that we're involved with it. We get involved, and we're not. And this is why the Historical Society is so much more than two buildings with a bunch of stuff in it.
That's true.
It is the heart of it is the people.
Yeah,
and that's why the scholarships are there. That's why, the Hayes family's involved in doing the things. This is why we have these, and granted, life has kind of made it a little trickier for us to do some of our Sunday fun days and all,
That's
COVID
true.
and things. And so some of that has had to take a backseat a little bit.
Yeah, we're doing things different, and that's okay.
But at the same time, that in between all that, that's what we're doing. We're working with youth to foster
the next.
You're fostering the next generation of Southeast New Mexicans here.
Yep.
And that's part of the Historical Society too.
Yes. Before I forget, the museum is almost decorated. We had a little roof issue. We've had to put tarps down and everything. Thanksgiving till the middle of January, open. Well, and if you want a tour today, you can have a tour today. We need you to call first. We've just been tarping and doing some things, but we beautifully decorated for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome. So call and get a tour. Do Christmas photos. Amazing. Mm-hmm. We've cleaned up the grounds a little bit. Something else while I'm thinking about it, Mike, is I'm going to be the Jane Anglin. I hope you're listening, Jane. We miss Miss Jane.
Jane is it was a huge void when Jane
she was,
moved
and
away.
It still is. So I'm going to be Miss Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue doing what we're doing, but we need your help. We do a lot of fun things. Miss Jane always talks to me about wants and needs. We need to keep our lights on. We need to do what we have to do. And yes, our memberships challenging right now. Yes, people are making decisions and trying to help. But become a member even at $30
and we
or
understand
renew, and we
too.
Appreciate every dime.
Time's tough, finances are hard, and guess what? Usually when people are cutting budgets and things like this do come to, and I get it. But
we get that.
But at the same time, if you are able, if you're in the means, we get becoming a member, which you can do as for what, $35 a year or something like that.
Yep.
I do it. The couple one, but
$30.
You can get in the door 50, as an individual for like $35 a year.
Platinum business,
and
$150.
That membership does more to help than you realize.
That's for sure.
Does.
Memorial donations, all of that. But I'm just going to be straight up honest. If you're able to make an end of the year of donation, I'm going to go ahead and tell you our relief. We're going to be out $5,000-$10,000 easy just on our expenses that we had anticipated, as is so many people.
Sure.
But if you're able to make a donation, we appreciate every penny. I'm going to tell you something. If there's anything we can do to help others, we're going to do it. Absolutely. And we want to unify. And I just need to say that. I told those kids yesterday, you may not look like me, you may not think like me, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Through character, through history, I'll put both hats on. And as a leader, president of character, through our chamber, we want to come together as a community. And I don't care if you may not agree with us on everything, you may not look like us. We want to come together and talk about something we agree on. Sure. We want to help our community. Mm-hmm. We want to celebrate our history. And there's nothing we wouldn't do to do that. Period. In a conversation.
Human being wants the same thing at the end of the day.
I think so.
You want to be happy. You want the best for yourself. You want the best for your family. You want opportunities to go what drives you and what makes you love life and live happy. Whether that's through family or work or whatever that is, we all want that. And yes, we all have differing opinions on how to get there.
Yep.
But if we all at least understand we're coming from a place of good and a place
100%.
of making it better, then you'll be amazed at what mountains can be moved, at what things can happen. And this is where I love to sometimes just tell people, because you get mad at things and you say, well, see what they're doing here. And I just tell people, well, you can either sit there and stew about that or shut the hell up and go do
or
and
agree
do
on.
something
Can we agree on one thing? Let's help somebody. I'll do it.
Or let's
hey,
go physically
or give a
fix
scholarship.
something.
Let me tell you something, guys. We had, oh my gosh, like 3 points, Mike, separate 4 kids of getting scholarships. We're giving out $2,500. If you're listening and you want to impact some life, oh baby, Elaine hasn't printed certificates. If you're listening and you could give a scholarship, I'm telling you right now, there's a little column marked scholarship. You bring it in, we put it out, the balance will be there. We would be honored.
A couple students that are just a point away that really do deserve it. That we could,
and somebody asked me about the next year's scholarships. I think with everything going on, we've still got high school seniors that are fixing to graduate. So our scholarship information will come out between January and February for our next year's scholarships, too, for high school seniors and continuing ed. That's important, too.
And throwing that caveat, if there's another Hayes family or someone out there that really is looking to make a difference, the Historical Society would be proud to be your conduit to help you do that.
And we take it seriously. It takes a lot of time. It's worth every second. But if you have any questions, John, and I think we've got quite a few volunteers who are going to be in the archives this afternoon. We're going to be setting up 1 to 4. If you're thinking, I've been meaning to do research on the archives, they're going to be there.
Yeah,
we've got
come on
2
down.
or 3 people going on.
I imagine you're getting ready for tomorrow.
We've been there 2 or 3 days a week. Quite frankly, lately it's been even more than that. If you need research information, call 622-1176.
You want to help out the Historical Society and help yourself out too? Maybe you're doing a little redecorating or something, and maybe you got an office or something. You want to get old pictures of Roswell and stuff.
Prints, old pictures.
For donations and things, we would be happy to give you a copy of those that you can get framed or whatever.
We were just working on that this week. Yeah, somebody was doing some fun. And, I need to, hey, if you're listening and you've gotten images, send us pictures or share them on Facebook. Mike, we always do these fun projects, and we don't even always see the finished product.
Sure.
If you've partnered with us, I'd love to see that. We've been working with a woman, and she's just going to do a write-up for our next. So that's something else, historical preservation.
Absolutely.
If you came in and got pictures and you're doing research on a house, call the museum, become a member. We would love to feature homes, historic preservations in your story in our newsletter.
This is what
and
we
it's
do.
Not too late. Yeah. So our next newsletter's out in February. I get all excited. Would need to know before January 1. Become a member. Do a little write-up on your home, your business.
Absolutely.
We've got so many leaders around here that are in historical buildings.
Celebrate
Rick
our
Kraft.
community.
Rick
Yeah.
Kraft. Hey,
Wink,
he
wink,
said
nod,
him. You're welcome to do a little write-up. But one of many, whether you're Bullock Story or Roswell Seed, Roswell Lives, we have so many members. So let's just celebrate what we've got and let's come together, talking history.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions, you can call the museum at 622-8333. Email me at historydirector@outlook.com. This weekend, do not email me with a question you need immediately because it's going to be a little busy.
It'll be
If you have a specific question, text me at 575-915-4471 with more information.
Or come out tomorrow and ask. She'll be there.
There you go.
But
now,
again,
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be there till 12 and go Coyotes.
You got a ball game to go to. Yeah.
Thank God, Elaine and State. We're doing shifts. I'm going to be there real early.
Good.
And we're doing, so I'm really excited. Shout out to Roswell High, Goddard, Gateway, Nemi. I'm so proud to live in Roswell. And people may think I am not. I love Roswell. I'm so proud of Goddard.
Well, and you're
I'm
a big
so proud
sports
of
nut
Nemi.
anyway. You've always been
I love
high
it.
schools,
I am
whether it's
so
baseball
proud
or
of our
football or
community.
softball,
New leaders that are coming up with football and everything. Shout out to our community. But game on tomorrow. And what does Coach Lynn say about the boats? Or Coach Lynn, shout out to Coach Lynn. Go Coyotes.
That's right.
But proud of everybody and what you're doing. I'd love to see great things happening in Roswell.
But that game will be at 1:00 tomorrow. We have procured the video rights for it. We will have video rights, and it'll be on the radio. But as I tell people, if you're here in town, and you're not at work, or you're and you have the time to be there, get to that Wool Bowl.
Yes.
And let's fill that place up with a sea of red. I'm telling you right now, if the tea leaves go the way the tea leaves go, which we think they're going to go, more likely than not, unless something weird happens.
And anything can happen.
Next Saturday, at about the same time, we will have an Artesia Roswell championship matchup. And I'm telling you right now, that visitor side will be packed to the gills with orange.
Yeah.
You need to pack it. I highly doubt we'll have the championship game for video. I've been wrong before, but because we have to purchase those rights. Someone else owns those rights, and if they decide not to do it, then they allow us to buy them. But if they decide that they're going to try to make money off this and do it, then they're going to send a crew. Usually they cut us off. Now I'm very surprised they gave us semifinals.
That's impressive. I had no idea.
Yeah, I think the fact that they that they're both down here, and I got a feeling they didn't. But anyway, we're blessed that we're lucky that we procure those rights. However, it's going to be for a blue trophy next week.
Well,
and I can't imagine they're not going to send a crew.
Well, and the Wool Bowl, guys, the Wool Bowl has a name for a reason. It's so historical. Yeah. There's nothing like being out there with the band and Charlie's Angels and Cher and just, you got to be there. Now, I respect that y'all are doing it, but if you can't. Now, here's what I suggest you do. Go to the Wool Bowl and watch the game in person. However, at the exact same time, Artesia's playing Mayfield, and we'll have that video as well. I love that. So go to the KSVPT, same place you go for the Coyotes, but instead of the Coyote channel, go to the Bulldog channel. Yep. And now you can keep tabs on what the Bulldogs are doing while you're watching the Coyotes. Guaranteed. Ralph, you are listening. He'll have his iPad charged up. He's going to have the iPad on, and they're enjoying both. And thank you guys for making that possible. We really appreciate it.
We try. Usually we get shut down on this one. We didn't, and
that's a blessing.
And it's kind of funny. It's not like we get the right to buy the rights. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not like they say, "Oh, sure, you could do the game." We're paying them money.
Sure, you are.
I don't know the fees. I don't want to speculate, but it's hundreds of dollars per game that we pay for.
But thank you guys for doing that. I mean, we take you for granted, and those things happen. So support local, and I'm proud of the Bulldogs. I'm proud to be in the southern part representing. I'm proud. So shout out to the Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs! And again, thank you, Mike. If y'all have any questions, again, thank you. Yes, and if you can't come out tomorrow, support the pop-up event at the Liberty. I know that one starts at 9:00. John LeMay will be there autographing books. Excellent. And we'll have blessings for you to support us.
Support these amazing vendors that have amazing things. You'll be happy that you did. And there's a reason why these folks have been doing this for years, because they have things that people know and love, and we want to support them despite the fact that they couldn't do this the traditional way this year.
That's right.
So this is the best of what we can. We're making lemonade here. That's what we're doing.
That's what we do, and we're going to keep doing that.
Absolutely.
And that's why we always have lemonade in our refrigerator.
That's right.
We're always looking at lemonade. We do because Jason Garcia. Shout out to Jason because he likes lemonade. But it means you're right. We're making lemonade out of lemons.
That's what we're doing. Yep. So come be a part, and like I said, be polite if you're wrestling for pumpkin rolls. That's the saying. Remember the season.
Oh, it is just part of the holiday season.
I know pumpkin roll makes you want to do weird things, but restraint is the key.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yay, we're excited. Thank you.
Well, thank you as always.
Have a great one. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
All right, 9:51. Let's pause for news. And do I got time, Cowboys fans? Yes, I do. All right, so we'll do a Cowboys report here as well. You're welcome. We'll be back here at the end, on the other side.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Artesia General Hospital is honoring Susan Dade, who is retiring after 40 years. Dade's work as a dietitian and diabetes educator has had a profound impact on the community. AGH says Dade helped guide patients through the ups and downs of nutrition and diabetes management with practical advice and steady support. Dade has also served as chair of the New Mexico Diabetes Advisory Council and worked as a certified insulin pump trainer. A reminder that the deadline for government entities and nonprofits to apply for FEMA public assistance is December 1st. The FEMA Public Assistance Program provides supplemental grants to state, tribal, territorial, and local governments and certain types of private nonprofits so communities can quickly respond to and recover from major disasters or emergencies. After an event like the flooding that occurred in Chavez County in October, communities need help to recover their costs for things like debris removal, emergency protective measures, and restoring public infrastructure. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
With the Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. The defense could have the NFL season single record holder for interceptions returned for touchdowns back on the field for Sunday's big game in Washington. We'll hear from Deron Bland after this.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenAirport.com.
The Cowboys will be in Washington Sunday, facing a 7-win Commanders offense, averaging 28 points per game and led by Rookie of the Year candidate, quarterback Jaden Daniels. But Dallas's defense could have cornerback Deron Bland on the field for the first time this season. He's been sidelined since August with a fracture in his foot. One of his 5 interceptions returned for a score last year came against the Commanders, but Bland knows this year's Commanders team, under former Cowboy defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, is a totally different squad with a different attitude.
Dan Quinn's over there, so he knows the type of guy I am over there, so just his energy. As a coach, he takes to another level, you know. He doesn't only try to be your coach, he's trying to be your mentor, your brother, somebody just trying to be there for you whenever.
Kickoff Sunday is noon Central here on your home for Cowboys Radio. Have a great weekend. I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Our weekend looks nice. Temperatures will be on a slow warming trend, about 70 for the afternoon high today. High pressure is hanging out over the Four Corners area, so we get sunshine. The wind should stay fairly light. Overnight, we're in the low to mid 30s and clear, and then right around 70 to 75 for the high on Saturday and Sunday. We're in the mid to upper 70s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's huge. It's colossal. It's Roswell Ford's biggest automotive clearance event of the year at our temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd and Sycamore Streets. Enter the front of the tents off West 2nd Street next to Allsup's for huge savings from now till the end of the month. The all-new Roswell Ford received massive shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles without flood damage. To move them out, we've marked them down, way down. Plus, get $1,500 flood assistance cash in hand when you buy any new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. Worried about your trade or credit? Don't sweat it. We've instructed our staff to take any trade, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it. So you can upgrade to a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. And our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit with great terms, even if it's less than perfect. Everyone knows when the tents go up, prices come down. At Roswell Ford's temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd Street and Sycamore Streets. Or visit RoswellFord.com.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
The Roswell Symphony Orchestra and the Way Off Broadway Theater Company present a classic Christmas story, Menothes, Amal, and the Night Visitors, Sunday, December 22nd, 2:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. Witness the story of one young boy's encounter with three very wise kings on their way to one very important birthday party. Get your tickets now online at roswellsymphony.org or at the door. Menothes, Amal, and the Night Visitors, Sunday, December 22nd, 2:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And good morning. It is 9:58, closing in on time for me to get off la radio. If you missed any part of the show, ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find it all there. We had Jose Gil Martinez with FEMA join us on the phone, giving us some updates in the 7 o'clock hour. Pastor Jim Ridgway and Laura Salazar with the gig, talking about their Thanksgiving celebration here on Thanksgiving. And then, of course, we just had Amy from the Historical Society talking about Friends Holiday with Friends happening tomorrow from 10 to 4 at the Archive Facility Historical Society.
Very good.
Yeah.
Full show.
All of that.
Good.
In there.
Lots of info.
Yeah. Huh?
Said lots of info.
That's right. One last reminder, high school football tomorrow afternoon. 1 o'clock, Roswell Coyotes will host Gadsden. That game will be right here on the radio, 12:40-ish pregame, kickoff at 1. Live streaming video as well, ksvptv.com and the Coyote channel. Bulldogs also in action tomorrow, taking on Mayfield at 1 o'clock. That game will be in Artesia. On 990 AM KSVP in Artesia, 93.7 FM, the translator. You can also watch that game, live streaming video, ksvptv.com in the Bulldog channel.
Indeed.
All will be there for you.
More will be clear on Sunday as far as the playoff picture.
Yeah, I'm going to, if we go by the brackets and you go by the things, and we'll see a 1-2 Roswell and Artesia championship game. Although Gadsden and Mayfield have something to say about that first.
Yes. Yes, they do.
And they will do that. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. Have an amazing weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. We'll be back with a new show.
See ya.
You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Pam Bondi, the former Florida Attorney General, Donald Trump's new pick to serve as U.S.